Good morning, guys. It is Thursday. More strikes happening overnight. Bitcoin's back up to 63,000 though. Oil is actually down a little bit. It's at $89 a barrel here. If we take a look at the NASDAQ is actually green on the day today. We have PPI inflation going live in about an hour, and it's a big day. We'll see what happens. A lot of stuff to talk about today. We have, we posted our morning market brief, so remember to check that out every morning. But yeah, Iran and the U.S. exchanged another round of strikes overnight. Hormuz is closed, they say. Oracle disappointed yesterday and was, even though it did pretty good on its earnings reports, it still wasn't good enough. Weak software sales and more kind of dropped Oracle. It's at 183s, under $200 a share now if we take a look at this here. So look at Oracle right here. So Oracle is down today. It's at 183s. It's down almost 7% on huge AI CapEx plans. Adobe earnings after the bell today. But again, futures are bouncing pretty decently despite a second consecutive night of strikes. The NASDAQ is up about 1% if I remember correctly, right? MU is up to 923s this morning, or 920s. It's since dropped down since I made my post. Crude rolling over confirms the market might be fading the Iran escalation a little bit. You can see crude right here. Here's oil. Oil is down on the day. It was at 93.60s and then dipped all the way down to under $90 a barrel here. Interesting movement for sure. Gold is still at 4,100s this morning. It's basically flat on the day. It hasn't moved that much. Bitcoin, though, is over 63,000 right now, so that's pretty good. Here's Bitcoin. And we're heading into PPI inflation data. Remember, PPI inflation has been wilder than CPI has lately. The last PPI print we got was a crazy big number. It was like 1.4% or something like that when they expected like 0.6. And so we'll see if today's PPI print mirrors that. Today's expected at 0.7, so much lower than the 1.4 last time, but year over year PPI is expected at 6.4% today. Core PPI expected year over year at 5.4%, and core PPI month over month expected at 0.5%. Still high, but not as high as it was last time. We'll see what happens. We also have the ECB rate decision going live today. They're expected to hike rates 25 basis points actually, so we'll see what happens. Good morning, chat. Good morning. I'm here today, guys. I'm here. Keegan, Ava.
Hey, me too. Good morning.
Yeah, Britt's here. I just keep talking, so I don't let him talk. But Britt's here as well, guys. Keegan, Ava, Steve, Jonathan, Proxy, Apex, Tom, SK, Zeke, Yellow, Old Hack, Daniel, Wanna Be a Trader, Whoa, Green Out. What's up, dude? Glass Half Full, Kaltenberg, Max, Smackdown, Who, Faye. Good morning. Good morning. Cody or Odie or whatever your name is. Good morning. Ashun, good morning. Frequency, good morning. Brian, Jonathan, my dad's account, Jono, CJ, DJ, Ace, Grant, Charlie, Chan, Boomdoc, Stuff, Alyssa, Gorilla, Midoriana, NCF, Gamer Freak, G-Man. What's up, dude? Tony Tone. Hello. NCF, did I say that already? I think I might have. Sabars, Steven, Solar, Jay, my favorite Australian, Rambling, Sven, Catherine, Scythe, Amar, Dom, Blossom, Cleo, Sorrel. Hey, what's up, Sorrel? Shah, Coach Cleats, Charlotte, Artist Vanessa, Pont, D, Sarge, Max, Ben, Jay, Central Screwdizer, 50, Big Dot. I'm trying to go through all these so quickly, guys. Dragos, Mickey, Rambling. Did I say Rambling? KT. I missed a whole group of them. World Free Speech. Did I get everybody? Is that everybody? Universal Code, my guy. What's up, dude? DW. F. Brian. I think I got everybody here, guys. I think I got everybody. You're welcome. You're welcome, guys. Hello. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? Hope you're doing great.
Yeah, look, it's an interesting day today. We're heading into PPI. More escalation overnight. Oil's becoming numb to it. Oil's down to $89 a barrel. $89 a barrel. SpaceX, there's a lot of SpaceX news today, but yeah, we do have some SpaceX stuff. So SpaceX IPO, the ticker obviously is going to be SPCX. The price is apparently about $135 a share, but it's fixed. They're offering what, $556 6 million Class A shares, raising $75 billion. The implied valuation is $1.77 trillion. It's the largest IPO in capital markets history. It surpasses the Saudi Aramco 2019 record, which raised about $30 billion by more than 2.5x. And that's going to be an interesting thing today as well. Pricing happens tonight. Friday morning is when, we'll see it probably. And yeah, let's see what happens. Let me know if you're bullish or bearish on this report. We do have PPI inflation going live soon. What's up, Michelle? Oli Brian. What's up, dude? Vegas. Yeah, Sven. Bought more Tesla. Long short coffee. I don't know if I've sipped my coffee today. Thanks for the reminder. Here's the S&P 500 today. Oil is down to 89s. Here's the S&P right here. So S&P 7320s. Why is the market so bullish this morning? I think some of it is memory plays rebounding back a little bit. Here's MU. Here's SanDisk. They are both back up some. Also, I think NVIDIA with the high capex maybe, but NVIDIA's only at 2 of 2s. NVIDIA's doing pretty bad. Not doing great for NVIDIA here. Oracle obviously got hammered. I'm in Oracle. I do not like to see this, guys. I don't like to see it. Some say if you're in a stock, it going down is bad. And so this is not good, guys. It's not good. I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all.
So you're opposed to losing money?
I'm kind of, I can write it off, but like, I don't like it. I don't like losing money. Some say it's not good. Oracle at 184s. Bitcoin is trying to hold here. Bitcoin's trying to hold 63,000. It's pretty, I'm not going to say it's good relative to the last few months, but it's better than it was yesterday morning where it was really, really scary heading into inflation data. And again, PPI inflation is relevant today, guys. Let's talk about PPI inflation data. So PPI inflation data drops at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. We do get this today. It is an important metric because producer wholesale prices eventually lead into consumer prices, especially like PCE here. Here is a fancy graph that I've had made. This PPI reads prices at the wholesale level. The producer price index measures the average change in selling prices received by domestic producers for their output. Unlike CPI, which measures what consumers pay, PPI measures what producers charge before prices reach the consumer. So this is why I always call it wholesale inflation. It's broken down into 3 pipeline stages: final demand, which means sold for use as is; intermediate demand, which means inputs to other goods; and crude materials, which is raw inputs at the earliest stage. Headline versus core is important. Headline PPI is final demand. The core version strips out food, energy, and trade, the 3 most valuable components. Core PPI gives the cleanest signal of underlying producer side inflation pressure. So most people watch core for PPI, but it typically releases the day after CPI, which was yesterday, which showed the highest level we've seen since 2023. It includes food, energy, and core goods. Energy is the most volatile piece. Gasoline prices alone can swing the headline number by 0.1%. Watch energy commodities for read through to CPI, energy, and ultimately PCE. And I think energy is going to be the big story of headline PPI, obviously, with everything going on with high CPI. The dominant piece of headline PPI includes trade services, transportation, and warehousing. Services PPI has been the stickiest part of the post-2020 inflation picture. And yeah, it's an interesting day. Thank you so much for, what was this? I can't see it. Thank you for the $4 donation, my guy Daniel. Hope y'all make some money today. Good luck. Good luck to you, Daniel. Thanks so much, brother. I appreciate the donations the last few days.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate it. What's up, Bogdan?
What's up, dude? How you
doing? Yeah, thanks so much. I hope you make money. Good luck. Yeah, good luck, my friend. Good luck, Daniel. Thank you for the support, brother. Thank you. I realized I got this big guy, what was it, Bitcoin Bull yesterday. He gave like 10 memberships. I barely acknowledged it. I want to shout out to Bitcoin Bull. Shout out to him. You're a great guy, Bitcoin Bull. I think we were like 2 minutes before CPI yesterday, and I didn't.
You said something.
I said something, but I should have thanked him more. I feel like I should have thanked him more. No.
I agree. You're a terrible person, but
Yeah. Anyways, they put the bright text on bright colors. Makes no sense. Shaky markets today. Yeah, weirdly bullish ahead of PPI and after CPI yesterday. I think like I said yesterday, CPI's print could be optimistic. It wasn't higher than expected. The problem, though, is that sometimes they have high expectations on the good and bad side. If things are fearful, the market's like, yeah, CPI is going to come in at 7%, and it's not going to come at 7%, guys. PPI, same thing. Again, PPI today is expected to slow. I'm not going to say decrease, but it's expected to slow from where it was last time at 1.4%. It's expected at 0.7% today, about 50% of what it was last time, month over month. Core month over month expected at 0.5%. It was 1% last time. We can watch the year over year readings. We also have jobless claims today at 8:30, which is unemployment claims. How many people are filing for unemployment week to week? We got the ECB press conference, SpaceX pricing tonight, and the IPO tomorrow. Oracle. Everybody's going to be watching Oracle today because it did not react well to earnings, guys. It is down 184s. I don't love to see this. I don't like it. I don't like it, guys. I don't like it. Is it time to buy Oracle?
From
earnings yesterday. So it dropped earnings yesterday.
I mean, like, what was the price?
Yesterday it closed at 201. It is now at 184s.
That's a pretty decent drop.
Yeah, that's 16 to that's 8% right now, guys. 8%. Yeah, that's 8%. It's not good. It's not good. No, don't buy it. Is it time to buy Oracle? Let me know in chat right now. Markets are getting really unreasonable with hyperscalers and chip stocks. They want beat and raise every single time, and Oracle did that. It still reacted negatively here. You know, I don't think it beat by that big of margins though, and I think people wanted more. The AI CapEx, which is capital expenditures, you know, that's definitely making people at least a little nervous. You know, they're worried about overvaluations, and so maybe that's what we're seeing here. Oracle was no surprise. NASDAQ is pumping. Yeah, look, NASDAQ is up today. Gold. I thought gold would be up more, but the NASDAQ, the S&P, is the Dow. The Dow is up. The Russell is up today. Most indices are green on the day. Most broad market equity indices are green on the day. Again, this is also partly due to memory plays doing well. Here's MU. MU's back up to 220s. It was at 230s. SanDisk was doing a lot better too. It's at 1728 for SanDisk. Gold, again, pretty flat on the day. Hasn't really moved that much. It's at 4100s here for gold. Silver, on the other hand, is at 64 roughly, right around 64, close to 63.50. So it's slightly green on the day as well. The Dow, yeah, the boomer bat signal. The Dow, you know. Hold on real quick. I'm seeing some wiggling here in the S&P 500. So this looks, I'm not going to say it's news driven, but I'm seeing some wiggling here in the S&P. Hold on. U.S. forces disabled an oil tanker in the Gulf of Oman yesterday after the vessel violated the blockade against Iran by attempting to transport Iranian oil, marking the third commercial ship this week. That's the recent news that I see here. Let's see if there's anything else. The blockade is being enforced impartially against vessels of all nations. Yeah, I don't see anything, but we are seeing some wiggling here. What's oil doing? Oil's falling down simultaneously, so this is geopolitical related, is what it looks like to me. Right? It's got to be geopolitics related based off of these. It's not a big move, but it's probably what I just read, which is about the blockade being enforced impartially against all vessels. That dropped 2 minutes ago, roughly, when this drop happened. But it's not a big move. It doesn't mean too much. But we do see the S&P jump here. We do see the NASDAQ jump. And we see oil fall simultaneously. We see volume spike up a little bit as well. So, interesting. Hey, thank you, my friend Caleb. Wake me up when oil breaks below 85. When will that be? When will that be? It's news. Yeah, it's some type of news that's not that influential. I really think markets are getting just baked into what we see now. I think markets are just getting used to this. You know, markets are just like, this is our market now. You know, Iran headlines every day. Strikes are not impacting markets nearly as much. And I think Britt talked about this yesterday. And this is absolutely true, which is that markets are getting so numb to Iran news that the only thing that really moves markets in any big significant way is if it's super meaningful news, which they consider more strikes not, right? Like it needs to be super. It needs to change the sentiment in a deep way for it to really move markets like that. But this is dropping oil here. Look at oil down to 88. It's some type of de-escalation or optimistic news here. Pakistan and Qatar have intensified their efforts in the past hour to advance the agreement. Iran has delivered its response to the letter delivered by Pakistan's interior minister. That's the news right now. Okay, so yeah, that's the news right now. Iran has delivered its response to the letter delivered by Pakistan interior minister. Pakistan and Qatar have intensified their efforts in the past hour to advance the agreement. All right, so that is what it is. Whatever, like I said, whatever it was de-escalating. That's what it is. It looks like right now.
That's good.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, it's more optimistic.
Yeah.
I mean, we've heard this 30 times, but like, you know, maybe this is the time. Maybe this is it. What's up, Code? Is a good retrace today. If they don't on the price, then we will be bearish by the end of the week or next week. I think SpaceX is going to influence a lot of things, even though it's not included in any broad market indices. And it's I don't think SpaceX is allowed to be put in any indexes for a year. It's still going to have sentiment influence. And so SpaceX will be interesting. Oracle, guys, is going to, you know, obviously I'm watching Oracle right now. I'm still green on Oracle. My average price is 160s. We're at 180. So I'm still in an okay spot. I love when the market goes up on peace talks and does not go down on strikes. Yeah, that's kind of how it's been, brother. The real hero are the servicemen and women. Yeah, respect to them. Respect to the U.S., you know. The response, no deal. Yeah, I mean, maybe that is the response. We don't really have any word on it yet, but we did see that, again, Iran has delivered its response to the letter delivered by Pakistani interior minister. So and how about the New York Knicks? How about them? Congrats to the New York Knicks.
Oh, they won?
Yeah. I'm in Texas right now, so I kind of want excuse me. I kind of want the Spurs to win, but you know, it's not looking like that. So, you know. That's okay. That's okay. You should have sold Oracle before earnings. It's a long-term hold. It's a long-term hold.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of 6 and 1.5 dozen the other for me. I don't really care who wins.
Did they change the rule? Hey, thank you to what is your name? Reek. Thank you, Reek, for the subscribe. I hope I said that right. Sorry if I didn't. Do me a favor, guys. Hit the like button right now. Don't be greedy. We're here live for you guys every single day.
Yeah, expend that energy clicking the mouse.
Right. I know it takes time and energy to do this, but just hit the like button. Do it now.
You can do it. I believe in you.
John would have had this war over within a week. Dude, send Bruce at him, bro. Bruce is a great dog. But no.
He would have gotten them just like he got that bird.
Yeah, he got the bird, bro. The bird, it was over for that bird, you know? I tried to stop it, but by the time I noticed it, it was too late. Haven't watched any basketball since Michael Jordan. Do you drink espresso? No, dude, I don't drink espresso. I've tried. I did that a couple times. We got an espresso machine for a little while. The problem is espresso is so strong, and you just need to drink a little bit, and then you're freaking amped up. I didn't like it at all. It was too much, dude. It was too much. I like just a normal coffee.
I only drink macchiatos.
Yeah. I only drink caramel, you know, market surprise. I drink black coffee is what I drink. Plain. I like the bitterness. The bitterness needs to pump me up a little bit. I need to feel the bitterness to make myself awake.
I only had espresso one time, and that was at an Italian restaurant made by actual like people from Italy, but I was in Switzerland. It was really good. But
yeah, I like espresso. It tastes good, right? We were fancy for a while at my house drinking espresso too. And it's espresso, not espresso. I don't think you said it wrong. I'm just putting it out there for everybody in the chat because I'm civilized here. It's espresso, guys. It's espresso.
John is so civilized. Whenever he drinks it, he always has his pinky out. You know,
right, dude. I do have my pinky out. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go back to my British roots. Was that British? Maybe.
Probably. Yeah, most likely.
Probably. Yeah.
Let's be honest. That was only because it didn't make the cups big enough to fit all their fingers.
Hey, Charity and Grace, thanks so much for the what is that, £2? Thank you so much, Charity. Are you expecting a lower low for Bitcoin in June? I hope not. I don't want that to be the case. Maybe it's confirmation bias, but I do not want to have a lower low here. But I also think you got to look at the 4-year cycle. 4-year cycle, you know, we get about a year of red with a 4-year cycle. And so Bitcoin, you know, when did we start this red? We started it in October of last year. So I don't know where we're going to bottom out at. But maybe in October of this year is where we'll put the bottom in. I don't know. I'm a Bitcoin bull. You guys know this. I appreciate the donation. Thanks so much. But I hope we don't have lower lows. Lower lows are not good most of the time if you want this thing to go up. What do you guys think? Will we have lower lows in June for Bitcoin? Chat. Yeah. Brit drinks tea. All right, guys. Gold continuing to fall down. Look at oil bounce up a little bit here on some volume. Gold fading down a little bit. And gold is going to react the same way to CPI to PPI. Gold does not want high PPI. It does not want high inflation. High inflation means potentially higher yields, higher interest rates. Then people are going to gravitate to bonds because bonds are paying out higher yields, and gold, you know, is going to get left in the lurch. Okay, yeah, so SpaceX actually is going to be joining the NASDAQ. I forgot about this. They changed the rule. Early July is when they think it'll happen. So it's going to get into the queue, but not the SPY, apparently. Thank you, Pawn. Got to see what Warsh says. Yeah, Warsh next week. The Fed meeting is next week. It's next Wednesday. It's in 6 days from now, on the 17th, on Wednesday next week. First Warsh meeting here. We'll see what happens. But are you a bull or bear today, John? I don't know, man. It depends on what PPI shows up as. And I'm not good at predicting PPI. I'm really not. Like, I can predict CPI. Yesterday, I told you guys I thought CPI would show up as flat. I don't know how I do it. I'm the greatest CPI predictor ever, apparently. But PPI, you know, I have no idea what PPI is going to show up as. John. I know, thank you. Listen, this is what I was hoping for when I said that. People be like, you know what, John? You're the greatest CPI predictor. You know, we acknowledge that. Is what I was hoping for.
I've heard everyone wants to be like you when they grow up.
That's right. They want to be a CPI predictor like me. I heard it's going to be changed into a college major. You know, they're going to be like, you know what? I'm majoring in CPI prediction, and John's teaching it. So that's the plan right now. But yeah, oil. Yeah, it would be a short freaking class. I would just say I have no idea. I'm just guessing this. Anyways, oil under $89 a barrel right now. Which is weird because we had more escalating news overnight. But they are, again, rumblings. We did hear of rumblings a couple minutes ago. And this is how back and forth it is. We have, quote, Iran has delivered its response to the letter delivered by Pakistan's interior minister. Pakistan and Qatar have intensified their efforts in the past hours to advance the agreement. We got that. And then the very next update, Iran vows no retreat under pressure. The Iran's defense minister said the country will not back down in the face of threats or pressure, insisting any resolution to the regional tensions requires a ceasefire and an end to the hostilities. Tehran said it did not initiate the conflict, but will firmly defend its security and territory, end quote. So, back and forth here. But oil, again, doesn't freaking care right now. It is down. So markets are still pricing in maybe some optimism. And I know we're in the middle of a conflict because I'm looking at oil at $88, $89, $90 a barrel. And I'm like, hey, that's cheap. You know, it's cheap relative to where we've seen oil over the past few months. Remember, it got up to 120. It's basically down to 90. It's 25% lower than it was in March at its highs. But obviously, prior to this conflict, it was at like 50s and 60s. And so it's still pretty elevated, all things considered. But it is lower relative to what we've seen the last few weeks. And you know, that's a good thing.
Some people say 50 is less than like 88.
Yeah, they do say that. I've heard that before. Iran's defense minister calls for regional ceasefire, continuation of aggression and insecurity, and they are inevitably compelled to accept a ceasefire and halt hostile actions across all fronts. So Iran's defense ministry is calling for a regional ceasefire continuation. What the heck does this mean? Okay, so look, I'm going to quote this. Iran's defense minister calls for regional ceasefire, no commas, regional ceasefire continuation of aggression. And they are inevitably compelled to accept a ceasefire and halt all hostile actions across all fronts. Yeah, I don't know. So the president is also supposed to participate in 2 tele rallies starting at 6:30 Eastern. Now, that's way too partisan for me.
I think that's the kind of statement. I think that's the kind of statement you get. Well, the previous one. I think that's the kind of statement you get when you're in a ceasefire, but somehow still fighting.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Where would you invest $1,000 right now today? Oof, that's a tough one, brother. That's a tough one. Apple. I think Apple. I like Apple. But it's a long-term hold right now. Apple's pulling back because it's not getting as entrenched in AI as people want, per the WWDC. It depends on the time frame, but I don't hate Apple. I honestly don't hate Amazon either, where it's at now. Amazon is pulling back some. It's at 238. I really don't hate Amazon right here. I'm not telling you to buy it. I'm not an investment professional. Don't do it. Don't copy me. But I don't hate Amazon where it's at now. Look at Amazon on a yearly chart. And I think Amazon is very resilient to like obsolescence. I think Amazon is resilient to competition to a certain extent right now. And I think Amazon is being more and more widely used. And the dip looks pretty solid right here. Again, I'm not telling you to buy it. It could just keep dumping. I don't freaking know. If we get a correction in markets, everything's pulling back, including Amazon most likely. But I don't hate it. I don't hate it, honestly. What do you guys think? If you had $1,000 right now, what would you buy? If you had to invest $1,000 today, what would you buy? Let me know. Yeah, looking at Polymarket, what are the PPI odds? Do they have PPI odds on Polymarket? I see somebody say, did you check the PPI? Yeah, search PPI now. I don't know if it's like, what's going on here? Okay, producer price index, year over year for May. There is a 91% chance it comes in between 6 and 6.9%. Well, yeah, that's a huge freaking range. Of course, so yeah, most people are pricing in PPI year over year, showing up between 6 and 7%, basically, on Polymarket. I don't know if that's going to happen, obviously. I think PPI swings a lot, and so I don't think this is guaranteed, but I think it's highly probable. Of course, there's a wisdom of the crowd dynamic here with odds makers like this. So yeah. All in on NVIDIA. Yeah, NVIDIA's pulling back as well here. It really doesn't look that bad to me. I mean, I think NVIDIA is one of those stocks that is pretty optimistic in terms of outlook long-term. On Taiwan Semiconductors. Palantir. Yeah, maybe. Quantum?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see the Quantum plays. Yeah, I mean, Quantum, we might be early, but obviously there's still some really interesting forward outlook for Quantum. And so it's most likely to be the future in to a certain extent in terms of how things are done there. But it's not certain yet, but I'm not going to say it's safe because it's definitely not safe, but it could cause big gains if you get in early, which, now is early. I'm not telling you to buy it, not an investment professional. Don't copy me. But it's interesting enough for me to pay attention to for sure.
Someone else says CRWV.
CoreWeave?
Yeah.
Apparently. I like CoreWeave. It's pulling back too. A pretty significant amount here. It's at 95s. So, Marvell. Yeah, Marvell. What's up, Pew?
What up, dude?
Yeah, Marvell looks like a bull flag on a 4-hour chart. Again, I'm not telling you to buy it, but it looks interesting. Remember, guys, PPI drops today here. Hot PPI means yields are going to rip, dollar strengthens, tech sells off, gold is pressured. And we talked about this yesterday. This is the dynamic right now where high inflation makes, this is usually the dynamic, maybe except for gold, but hot PPI means higher yields, higher interest rates that bonds are paying, and in turn, less people buy gold and more people gravitate towards bonds, right? So in higher inflation is going to make people nervous. The bond market usually moves a lot on this. Yields react first because PPI directly informs the Fed reaction function estimates. Equity reaction often follows the yield. So we'll see what yields do on this report. Like, you can watch yields on this report to see what the sentiment is with it. Obviously, higher yields means hawkish. They think it's high. They think it's too hot. Lower yields means more optimism and cooling there. And so, yeah, we'll see what we get here, guys. We'll see what we get. But it's an interesting day. Needs to be lower for markets to go up. Generally speaking, it's not 100%. Here's the S&P 500. It's not 100%. Like, we could go either way from this, realistically. But it's one of those things that we should watch it in that regard. I like PE ratios. I think I like PE ratios. I think you have to take into account the inflated aspect of them over the past. PE ratios have changed. 15 used to be good. PE, price to earnings. Now, like 30 is good. 25 is good. So, you know, and I think you also have to look at what the average PE ratio is for the company in the lifetime of its public listing. But yeah, I like PE ratios a lot. I wouldn't short SpaceX tomorrow. Yeah, well, you can't short anything in the first, what is it? Like the first, I can't remember the rule, but you can't short anything that IPOs like that. I'm trying to see exactly how long it is. 30 days. So you can't short sell anything for 30 days post IPO. Yeah. Space PE is crazy right now. Look, I'm not against it. I just never liked Space as a company. It's doing well on the SpaceX IPO potential. Yeah, you can on crypto. I'm talking about on crypto native. Yeah. PE under 60 is considered buyable in this market. I don't know. I mean, it depends on how long you're holding it. It depends on the stock too. A lot of people buy Palantir, even though Palantir's PE ratio is freaking crazy. But that's mostly just because they're pricing in future growth, right? And so it depends. It depends. Speaking of Palantir, it's at 130s right now. It's pulling back from the 150s it was at earlier this week. Yeah, for sure. Some people consider PE too simple, for sure. Uranium stocks. Yeah, look at gold here. Does anybody want to buy gold? Buy or sell gold right now? What do you guys think? Buy or sell gold right now? Yeah, Bank of Japan had PPI inflation. Was it yesterday or Monday? I think it was Monday night. PPI inflation for Japan showed up, and it showed up high, guys. It was not low for Japan PPI. It showed up at what? Let me see. Wasn't it this? Hold on, wait, let me see. Yeah, there it is. No, it was Tuesday evening. Yeah, Japan PPI showed up at 6.3% versus 5.6%. So maybe we're going to get a more hawkish Japan because of high inflation there. That's making people nervous also. But again, hit the like button.
Do it now.
Yeah, do it now, guys. Do it now. No gold with 10-year above 4.5%. Yeah, it depends on if you think PPI is going to come in hot today. You know, I'm not telling you to short gold, but I wouldn't buy it if you think PPI is going to come in hot today, because that will do what, guys? Let me get my... If PPI comes in hot today, one of the things that we're going to see is we're going to see yields spike up. And let's talk about yields. This is gold that I have on my chart. Let's talk about yields. We're getting a little kickback from your mic, Britt. I don't know if it's breathing. It kind of sounds like breathing. So stop breathing,
not even
Britt.
breathing.
Stop breathing.
I'm not breathing.
Look, yields are lower today, guys. So yields are a little bit down. I think they spiked yesterday, a little bit of a delayed response to yields, but they did go up yesterday on CPI print. Even though it was as expected, it was more dovish than expected still. It wasn't over expected numbers. Month over month dipped a little bit. And yields are down a little bit today. Here's 10-year treasury yields. We could look at like 2-year treasury yields. But again, if PPI comes in hot, same dynamic as yesterday. Here's 2-year. If PPI comes in hot, one of the natural reactions to yields are going to be they go up. Right? When bonds are paying out more, which is what yields are, people buy gold less. They buy Bitcoin less as well. Bitcoin especially wants easing also. And so Bitcoin, I think, is one of the more obvious reactions that you can get from something like this. And again, here's Bitcoin. Bitcoin is over 63s, which is better than it was yesterday, I think, right? 63, 150. Let's see if it holds. It's been rebounding in some this morning with everything else. So we'll see what the SpaceX IPO does. hotter. All right, let's do a poll here. I don't think I've done a poll today, guys. Does PPI show up higher or lower than what's its expected month over month? It's expected at 0.7% month over month, right? Does PPI month over month show up higher or lower than 0.7%? Higher, lower, flat is what we're going to do. Does PPI month over month show up higher or lower than 0.7%? There's the poll. Vote on it now. I love watching IPOs, but refuse to participate. I mean, I'm going to watch it. We'll see if I participate. You got to tune in, you know. All right, so Bessett is speaking. He said FISA is a critical tool that allows Treasury to stop a little bit too. Retail traders sell tech to fund space IPO. So that's another one of the big stories, is that people are saying that traders and investors are selling some of their other holdings, like tech holdings, to prepare to buy SpaceX. Retail investors, according to data from Vanda Research, shows 3 consecutive days of net selling, with flows concentrated in recent tech winners, suggesting traders are raising cash for the listing. Analysts say the shift could increase volatility in equities as investors rebalance ahead of the SpaceX IPO on Friday. Guys, Friday. It gets priced tonight. Friday is when the IPO actually is, though. What's up, MK? What's up, Umbra? What's up, South? What's up, Dog? What's up, Vegas? Rambling, Fender, Steve, Handsome. What's up, Handsome? Eddie Sargent. Australia, true. Gold will go down further. Yeah, gold's been scary right now. It's been scary. Japan rate hike is guaranteed next week. You think markets will react? I think markets will react a little bit over the next week as we get closer to that, potentially pricing it in. I don't know if it's guaranteed, but it's, you know, we'll see. All right, so Iran source says no new U.S. negotiations amid clashes. Iran negotiating team source denies U.S. talks happened. So,
whatever.
Yeah, I don't think the market cares that much, bro. I really don't think the market cares right now. Oil is still down on the day. It's under $89 a barrel. We're getting so many back and forths like this every single day. Number one, people are just numb to it now. They've been conditioned not to react because we're so used to stuff like this that, you know, markets just don't care that much anymore, I think, honestly.
I'm just tired of it. They said this. No, we didn't. We never even talked to them.
We never said that. You know, we never said that, guys.
and that's both sides doing that. Just getting on my nerves.
Yeah, both sides for sure. What's up, Brazi? I'm doing great, brother. I'm doing great. E2, mi amigo. Market doesn't care, but institutions make you care when they dump and create domino effect. Yeah, I mean, that's probably true. Will the NASDAQ instantly jump once what? Once SpaceX? Okay. Maybe. But that's going to be in, what, a month from now? Yeah, he's British. He's not actually British, but he's British in spirit. Is his real name Brett or Brit? And is it Brit as in he is British? No, I'm the British one here. Okay? My last name is London. London. So I represent all of Great Britain. You know, I feel that in my heart. I represent all of Great Britain because my last name is London, you know?
Although, I mean, from what I mean, we've done some family research, and my family is mostly English and also, I think Welsh, and then the other side of my family is Sicilian.
Yeah. Britain, London, the show.
You know it.
Yeah, we'll see. It depends on if SpaceX does well. Does SpaceX have a successful IPO on Friday? I think it's a really interesting question. Some people are scared it's going to tank and everything's going to freak out. Other people are worried that it's pulling liquidity away from other tech stocks. Other people are worried that, you know, they're not going to buy more, or they didn't buy more.
I mean, I can say vitamins, but that's not how I actually say vitamins.
Yeah, I'm the main English guy on this channel. Okay.
And then for some reason somebody wants me to quote King of the Hill. I mean, I would, but
yeah. Listen, PPI last time showed up. I'm seeing Mickey say, "John, please show us what PPI did last time." PPI last time showed up at 1.4%, way over the expected number. Markets did not like it. It was an absolutely shocking print, and it's honestly been more volatile than CPI. So the last time PPI came out, it shocked markets in a big way. It came in way over the expected number, which was already high. You know, headline PPI should have been 1.4%. Core PPI should have been 1%, which excludes energy. You know, so that's not good. They say that's not good.
Yeah, I was going to answer that question, then I got distracted by the other comments. But so yeah, it's forecast at 0.7. Honestly, I guess I'm going to guess 1%.
You're going to guess 1% for PPI?
Yeah, for month over month. Yeah.
Headline.
Yeah.
I don't hate the guess, honestly, Britt. I don't hate it. It's not that bad of a guess, realistically.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, but if and Paul to say this now, if SpaceX is forced to go into the queue, or not with it going into the queue, people are going to have to buy it if they're holding the NASDAQ, so that could prop it up as well. I do see gold dipping back down to 4100s here. Does anybody want to buy gold ahead of inflation data? Again, I'm not telling you to do it, but does anybody want to buy gold ahead of inflation data today? We have 30 minutes until PPI inflation data. Does anybody want to buy gold? Anybody out there want to buy gold?
At this price.
Oh, it's cheaper than it was. Gold was at like 5,600. So percentage wise, it's actually down a pretty big amount. I would rather wait for it to stop and have a little bit of confirmation before I buy it. But it also depends on the time frame we're looking at. Remember, gold in January was at 56.26 at the end of January, early February. So yeah, I don't see anybody like, hey, I want to buy gold. I'm not trying to look. If we're talking long term, I don't hate it. Like 30 years, yeah. I mean, you know. But short term, no. I don't want to buy gold here either. You know, let me know what you guys think. We traded yesterday. We did make money yesterday, believe it or not. I was watching some of my trades yesterday, and dude, my trades yesterday were freaking
on point.
No, they were not on point. They were dumb. They were dumb, honestly. They were risky. You got to be honest about it. I got to be honest about it. My trades yesterday, I made money, but I'm not really proud of it. Let's just be honest here. I made money. I'm not really that proud of it. And honestly, I shouldn't be.
If you feel that bad about it, I'll take the money.
Yeah, I made hundreds, but I'm not proud of it. My accuracy rate was 54%. Here was my P&L history yesterday. You know, so we made money, but I don't feel good about it. I don't feel good about it.
You're not ashamed enough to give it away, though, right?
No, I mean, I'm not going to give it away, you know, per se. But I'm going to scoff at it, you know, like, shouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have done it.
You're gonna hold your nose when you spend it.
That's right. That's right. Gold long term is more like 1 year, not 30 years. Is that long term? Hey, what's up, Sam? The Charlie Show. What's up, brother? Yeah, here's 8 o'clock, guys. Here's 8 o'clock markets right now. Gold is now under $4,100 an ounce as we speak here. NASDAQ is still pretty green on the day. It's pushing up. It's still under 29,000 though, so it's still red net over the last few weeks. S&P down 7,300, or S&P's green on the day at 7,300s. Memory plays, they're still net down, but they're up a little bit today. Here's MU, here's SanDisk. Oracle also, again, not good earnings, or they had great earnings, but markets didn't like the high capex fears of overvaluations, and so Oracle, even though it beat EPS revenue and raised, it still reacted negatively here. Gold will jump as soon as, yeah, I mean, as soon as that situation mellows out, gold probably will jump, just because lower interest rates are more likely once this conflict ends from oil prices going down, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. It's not a given here for sure, guys. It's not a given. Hey, John, maybe we'll put 1,000 on Nike. Where's Nike? I did add more to my Nike position the other day. I'm still down in the position overall, though, but that's okay.
I love gold like Britt loves cake. How dare you? I have a gluten intolerance, sir. I do not eat cake.
Go in the chokey, Britt. Go in the chokey, you know?
Matilda,
Oracle,
right?
yeah, that was Matilda. Oracle going to Gap. I don't know, man. Oracle's down. I'm in Oracle. I don't like it. Like I said, I told you guys yesterday I'm holding Oracle. Hopefully it's not a dumpster fire. I don't know if it was necessarily a dumpster fire, but it is down a pretty significant percentage overnight. It's down like what, 8.5% right now. So it's down a lot. Love your work. Got another one shorting arm at 333. What's up, Mark Perry? See if it hits that 999 short level I gave you 2 days ago on MU. Did you give me 999 short level?
Huh.
Hey, if you did, congrats, bro. Good job, dude. Good job. We get so many comments in the chat.
Perry?
Maybe he is.
You know? No, I'm just kidding. But that I wonder if did he actually? I'm sure he did give you that number. I don't know what. Yeah,
he probably did. I really don't know, but he probably did. All right, guys.
It's hard to catch all the comments, honestly.
Yeah. Yesterday we had a lot of comments too. A lot of donations. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for the donations. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very much appreciate the love and support. You know.
Yeah. Or oil is now back over $89 a barrel. We'll see if that holds. We can watch space as well. Space might get volatile leading into it. I don't know, guys. Is it time to buy memory on this dip? MU's pulling back $900. It's still kind of, you know, like I said, I remember MU when it was under $100 a share. You know, it wasn't that long ago. It seems like it was a long time ago. It really wasn't. This was back in, this was just in March of last year. You know, so MU now went from under 100 to $1,000 a share, basically. And so I think long-term memory plays, DRAM plays, and we can look at like the DRAM ETF here. I think long-term they're good. Data center builds, hyperscalers, all that stuff. It's so involved with AI that in necessary for AI that they're still probably going to go up, but it depends on the time frame. A year ago was the time to buy MU. Well, yeah, 2005 was the time to buy Amazon. What was it? 2012 was the time to buy Facebook or Meta. Yeah. Oil prices are going down because of Strait of Hormuz. U.S. is facilitating passage. Yeah, maybe plasma. Yeah, I wonder if oil is going to hit my 220 strike price before September. I don't know, brother. I don't know. MU wait for 750. Yeah, 99 Yahoo. That's right. A year ago was the time to buy SanDisk. Honestly, I remember after, it seems like a long time ago, but SanDisk earnings were like a couple months ago, and it was at like $700 a share. So it's kind of wild that in a couple months, SanDisk has gone from like $650, and it was elevated at $650 to $1,700. It's literally up $1,000 a share. $1,000 a share for SanDisk in a couple months. That's a wild swing, bro. That's a wild swing. Their earnings came out. I can't remember where they came out, but they were like right here or something like this in March. Yeah, this is just March, dude. Look, SanDisk under 600 in March. Today, it's at basically $1,700 a share. Those are some wild swings.
Or does it look like it's going to keep pumping?
Well, SanDisk is stronger, I would say, than MU is right now, just in terms of its upward trend over the last few days. But I mean, it hit 1800s back on the 3rd, you know, so like a week ago it hit 1800s, and it pulled back a little bit, but it's still very close to all-time highs. Yeah, I think SanDisk will do a split sometime, Steve, most likely. I think it needs to. I mean, it's almost $2,000 a share. And so they're going to want more money in there, and so they're going to do a split sometime soon so more investors can afford it. My guess is it's going to be $172 a share after the split, if they did the split today. Basically, I think it's going to be 10-to-1 split. Or 1-to-10 split, I should say.
I'm just going to ask, like, if you were holding some shares of it, I mean, would you offload at least some of them just based on the chance that it might not maintain this level of value?
Probably, probably. Yeah, I'd probably take some profit here, realistically.
That's what I was going to say. I'd want to get some money out of it just in case.
Yeah, for sure. Do you know that natural gas is the biggest supplier of energy to the AI industry? Yeah, I see natural gas here. Here's natural gas futures. They're down a lot, but they have spiked up over the last few hours here. So they're moving some. And again, we are heading into PPI inflation data in 25 minutes, guys. PPI inflation, 25 minutes. Also, I see NVIDIA is developing an AI healthcare model with startup Bridge, according to the Wall Street Journal. 2.78 trillion asset manager Citigroup is going to launch tokenized securities of private companies. They're rolling out tokenized shares of private companies, apparently. Jim Cramer said this morning, guys, Jim Cramer did say Oracle down 17 seems intriguing to me. Buy some here. Oh no. Jim Cramer. Guys, Jim Cramer.
All right, so everybody do the opposite, I guess. I don't know. No. I mean, from what I've been told, I don't know.
Maybe Jim Cramer's right.
I'm not actually giving advice. I'm just saying I know that everybody likes to inverse Jim Cramer. That's all.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. OPEC also cuts 2026 global oil demand growth forecast to 970K barrels per day. Previous forecast was 1.17 million BPD. So.
Yeah, sorry, dude. I could hear the panic there. I was not giving advice.
No, it wasn't about the advice. It was that I'm in Oracle. Don't do it, guys. Don't sell. Don't listen to Britt. Buy Jim Cramer. Yeah, buy Jim Cramer. Okay, hold on. Whoa, natural gas. Look at natty gas. Hold on. Where's oil? Is this all of everything? No, this looks like just natural gas. Hold on.
It appreciates you donating to John. Of course I do. I want my friends to do well.
Yeah. Listen.
John
time to sell Oracle. Rip Oracle.
You're right, Greeno. I did. Wasn't really paying attention to John sometimes. I don't know. Sorry, John.
I see all the bears at Oracle. Y'all turn your backs to me. I see it. I know. I can feel it. Y'all are scoffing at me today. Yeah, y'all are scoffing at me. Hey, what's up, DA? What's up, dude? You think Cramer knows about the inverse thing and he gives his opinions accordingly? No, I think Cramer probably hates the inverse thing. All right,
Keeps
guys.
him relevant, though.
No, it does. I actually like Jim Cramer. Am I gonna buy his stocks? But I like him as a person. Oil is also riding the 200 exponential. One of the reasons you should watch the 200 exponential, algorithms play this a lot. Look at the bounces to the 200 EMA here. So 200 EMA short term relevant. 21 minutes here, chat. 21 minutes. S&P is bouncing up a little bit too here. Hold on.
He cried about the inverse thing on Twitter, and inverse Cramer account commented and got more retweets than Cramer.
He really did. Yeah, there's an inverse Cramer account that gets views. Gets views.
That's funny.
Yeah, they also have like the not Jerome Powell one. That was funny too. All right, guys, here we go. Bull or bear on PPI data? We did a poll earlier on the day. Does PPI show up higher or lower than 0.7% month over month? 57%. 58% now, out of over 300 votes, says PPI shows up higher than expected today. Higher than expected. 20% think lower, 22% think flat. Are y'all bull or bear on PPI data today? I'm assuming we're going to have mostly bears, just based off of the sentiment we've seen the past few weeks in markets that fear inflation. I'm assuming the chat is going to mirror that, and we're going to have mostly bears here. I'm assuming. But again, let me know. Are you bullish or bearish on PPI data? We have 20 minutes left. 20 minutes. 0.7% is so high already. Gold will go down further more. If inflation shows up higher than expected, Deshaw, gold will probably go down more. If inflation, again, I always try to explain the correlations here because I think people tune in to understand this stuff sometimes. And again, higher inflation means we have less green light to cut interest rates, right? Interest rates are based upon what the current state of economics and the labor market is versus inflation. If inflation's high and the labor market's strong, Fed's not going to cut interest rates as much. We've seen high job prints and strong labor prints in the past few weeks, and markets reacted negatively to them. Again, we've said this many times, but that means the market fears inflation, and that's a niche situation. It doesn't always happen. Most of the time, it's the opposite, in which markets see strong payroll print, and they're like, okay, good, the economy's thriving, great. Right now, in the midst of the conflict, oil prices are high, inflation fears are higher than normal, and markets have reacted negatively to hot job prints. And so that leads into yesterday and today with inflation data. But one of the things that's just obviously true is that higher inflation data, the higher it is, the more yields are going to jump, which means the less people are going to buy gold, the less people might buy Bitcoin and other assets too. So that is the situation. If inflation data is shockingly high like it was last time for PPI, yields are going to jump. That will probably make gold break down. Although, again, I'm not an investment professional. If inflation comes in lower and markets price it in as optimism, less hawkish than expected, we might see gold jump up a little bit. But we'll see. We'll see, guys. It's never a certainty.
Yeah.
All right, so I asked, are you bullish or bearish on PPI? PPI will come in hot today. What's up, Sam? Gold go down further. What's up, Pew? 0.7 is high already. PPI 1.1% higher, but bullish. Universal code. So you think PPI coming in higher than expected is bullish? I don't know, sir. We could go up either way, but rate hike is inbound. Yeah, let's take a look at the Fed Watch tool. Speaking of all these rates and expectations here. Yesterday, there was about... yesterday was about 70-30 prior to the CPI report in terms of rates. This is up until December. At this point in time, it's still about 66% likely that we're going to raise rates by the end of the year, that we'll have higher rates at the end of the year than we have now. These are all rate hikes. So these are all rate hikes. This is a terrible look. John the Drawer right here. Those are rate hikes right now. Rate hikes. So we got about a 66% chance that we're going to have higher rates by the end of the year. We have a 43% chance that we'll have 25 basis points higher. We have a 20% chance, basically, we'll have 50 basis points higher. A 3.5% chance we'll have 75. And then a 0.2% chance will be a full percentage point. Right? So these are all quarters of a percent. But yeah. They actually went down a little bit.
Your drawings are beautiful, dude. You should take over Bob Ross's show.
Oh, thanks so much here. Hey, shout out to, who is this?
Mark Perry.
Mark Perry, thank you for the Australian $50 super sticker.
Thanks, man. You're the best.
Whatever. I don't know what that means. What did he say? It said pair character. Oh, rocket ship something. Oh, okay. It's describing it. Hey, thanks so much, Mark Perry, for the $50 donation. You're a made man today, Mark Perry. Shout out to you for the 50 Australian dollars, my friend. I appreciate that donation. That's a large donation, brother. Thanks so much, man. I appreciate the support of my stream. Everybody thank Mark Perry for donating to me. Thanks so much, Mark.
Perry.
Shout out to Mark.
I mean,
you're a great guy. You're a great guy. You're a great man.
I always knew it, you know.
Yeah. Rates are going lower, somebody says. Really cold. Says rates are going lower. We'd have to have lower inflation.
Thanks for subscribing, Explorers.
Yeah. Yeah, we also have jobless claims, unemployment. And jobless claims are relevant today. Why are they relevant? Because it means I'll put it this way. A lot of the labor reports that we get are delayed. They're lagging. Okay. So is CPI. Jobs reports are lagging as well, except for jobless claims, which is a week-to-week unemployment filings report. So it is how many people are filing for unemployment week to week is what jobless claims is. So it's a more real-time look at labor. Today, jobless claims are expected today at 220,000. Last time they were kind of elevated, showing a little bit weaker jobs at 225K. And again, we'll see what happens. But PPI expected at 0.7. Year over year, PPI expected at 6.4%. We also have the ECB decision today. They ended up raising rates 25 basis points as expected. So the ECB did just raise 25 basis points as expected. So we did have the European Central Bank monetary policy decision. They raised rates 25 basis points as expected. They went from 2% to 2.25%. So ECB raising rates on high inflation. Yeah. All right, guys, here we go. We have 14 minutes. 14 minutes. Energy sector inflation is only up because of oil, right? We have some secondary effects of it. Remember, secondary effects, petroleum is used in a lot of things outside of just gas and oil. And so we're going to see
plastic and anything rubber.
Right, anything rubber
is a crude byproduct.
Right, lubricants, like everything. And so higher gas prices and higher oil prices, I should say, influences other pricing as well. So there are secondary effects of it. It's not nearly as much, right? But again, we have seen even core CPI and PPI rise, for sure. So we have seen core rise as well. Yeah, 56% of people think higher PPI today. 56%. This was the same thing with CPI yesterday. What percentage do you think PPI shows up as today, month over month, guys? Let me know the percentage. Claude did not include April. 0.6% month over month expected for Claude, so 0.1% better than expected. I think that's a win right now in markets. I think
plastic straws more expensive now. Yeah, I mean, I guess they are. But I tell you what, I had to use paper straws when I was over in Europe, and I had a great time. I loved Europe, but I will never use paper straws again. They suck.
They do suck, bro. They bend easily. They break. You know, you always have like a little hole in them where you don't get the suction you need. It's just not as good. You know,
they soak up water and then fall apart.
Yeah. The headline here is John says the environment is bad. Is what the headline is. Oil jumping up here. Look at oil jump up to 89.30s a barrel. Let me see if there's any news here. ECB's new inflation projection is 3% in 26, 2.3% in 27, 2% in 2028. And again, they did raise interest rates for the ECB, European Central Bank. They raised rates 25 basis points, 0.25%. As I say this, though, look at oil jump, and I do see the S&P and the NASDAQ falling down slightly here. Not a lot, but oil jumped up a little bit, and we do have some pullbacks in markets. Not a crazy pullback. Could be from the ECB outlook that we're getting.
It says data centers were the reason, I guess, for inflation. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, they're definitely the reason for DRAM going up so much. Hey, what's up? Good news. Alan says gold is inverse to oil. Will go down as... Yeah, for sure. Well, the conflict escalating... Go ahead, Britt.
I was just gonna say, I hope it does keep falling. I want it to get cheap enough to actually buy it.
Yeah, but
I think it's been kind of overinflated, but I don't know.
Yeah, but Alan is right in regards to gold and oil here, and what he's right in is that as oil rises, it means higher inflation. Higher inflation means yields go up. Yields going up is bad for gold, right? So I guess the point is, if gold drops that much, it usually means that market's really fearful of inflation and the conflict is dragging on. So it's not necessarily a net positive, I think, even if gold drops. Because of the poll, what's up, Deckers? Because of the poll, I'm inclined to believe we will either get lower or flat PPI. Again, chat, I asked this question. I didn't get anybody with an answer here. Did I not get anybody? What do you guys think month over month inflation data, PPI inflation, shows up as today? Headline. What's your month over month percentage here? We have 11 minutes left. 11 minutes. Less than that, actually.
I already gave you my guess. I guess that's not good enough for you, huh?
Your guess is 1%?
Huh?
Your guess was 1%, right? 1% month over month. I see 0.6.
Yeah.
1.6%, 7%. Renewal, get out of here. 4.1%.
Come on, man.
Y'all give me a normal month over month projection here. We're talking month over month here. 0.6% sounds good. As expected, 1%. Yeah, 1% is pretty reasonable. I think it might be a little bit too much. I'm gonna go under Brit and say 0.8 or 0.9%. I'm gonna slightly undercut Brit. Yeah, I'm just gonna slightly undercut Brit, 0.8 or 0.9%. I think it's still gonna be high, but
that's how you win in the market, undercutting people.
Right, that's what I'm doing here, brother. That's what I'm doing. 0.5. I see 1.8, 0.67%. Time to look at bonds. 0.9%. Yeah, Steve, I'm kind of right there with you. 0.8, 0.9 is what I'm guessing here. I'll go with 0.9. Yeah, see, look, I'm a trendsetter here, Britt. They don't like your guess. They like my guess here. I see it. Chris Barnes, same thing, 0.9. Look at him. Look.
Bunch of traders.
I know. Listen, guys. My prediction is better, they say. Watch it come in at 1%. I'll have to eat my words. Here.
You will.
10 minutes left, guys. 10 minutes.
I don't like eating words, though. I'd rather eat soup.
I'm not a big soup guy. My wife's a soup person, but I'm not a big soup person.
And you're wrong for that.
Yeah, listen, soup hates me, I think. Gold just went red on the day, guys. So gold ahead of PPI just went red on the day. Now it's back green on the day. You can see this previous closing price line right here. It's where we closed yesterday at 4.094% for gold, or 4,094 for gold. It's almost back up to 4,100s here, but it did go red for a split second on the day here. Hey, Sklee, thank you for becoming a member, brother. I appreciate it, my friend. Thank you, Sklee. You're the greatest, Sklee.
SK Lean.
Oh, Skleen. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Shout out to you for becoming a member.
You're awesome.
Yeah, so I'm trying to see if there's any news here. Yeah, so ECB said the decision to raise rates is robust across a range of scenarios. Iran also said U.S. strikes avoid ceasefire. I think markets have stopped caring to a certain extent, though. Here's gold. It did jump back into green on the day. Oil is going up a little bit here, though. Maybe on that post that just came out. Look at oil jump up a little bit. It's almost back up to 90s here today, but it's still down.
Prove it.
Yeah. Gold did retrace all the way back up.
Oh.
Oh. Okay, yeah, something just happened. Oil just jumped up here. Did I get the news early? Again, Iran says U.S. strikes void the ceasefire. Is that what this is? Or is there more news? Hold on, let me check. Let me check.
I don't know.
Oil's jumping in NASDAQ, S&P. Look at the S&P right here. It just dumped down 7,300s.
Oh, it's a tweet from DJT, I think.
Oh, it's a tweet.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we just got a tweet. The U.S. will be hitting Iran, whose Navy, Air Force, radar, anti-aircraft, and other forms of defense, together with most its offensive capability, are gone very hard tonight. At some point in the not-too-distant future, we will be taking Kharg Island and other oil infrastructure points and assume total control of their oil and gas markets, much like we have Venezuela, which is working out brilliantly for both Venezuela and the U.S. Thank you for your attention to this matter, and President DJT. So that is what just happened here. The president tweets Iran's going to get hit very hard tonight, apparently. Jeez. And, yeah, S&P dumping, oil rising, and this is, how much time do we have? We have 6 minutes until PPI as well here, guys. So 6 minutes until PPI. Look at oil jump over $90 a barrel here on this news. More escalating news here. Also, guys, we are going to put this thing in sub-only mode. So if you have not subscribed yet, do it now. We appreciate it. I'm going to just say we're going to break 172,000 subscribers today. We're going to do it. I think we are going to do it. Oh, we're already in sub-only mode, so subscribe, guys. Hit the notification bell. We appreciate it.
Help us out, guys. Join the momentum.
Yeah, a tweet has moved this market here. A tweet has moved this market. More strikes, apparently, tonight. According to the U.S. president, he just tweeted. And markets are scared right now ahead of PPI data. Oil's jumping up over $90 a barrel, almost to 91 a barrel. The S&P dipped all the way back down, although it is starting to bounce back higher here. I think even the tweets are getting less of a reaction. But,
honestly, I was going to ask a similar question, Greasy Gum. Like, whether we were going to do it or not, like, I'm not taking sides. I'm just saying, like, did he have to talk about it? Come on.
Yeah, it's right before PPI as well here. Look at the S&P. We're at 73s here. So it's right before PPI. We have 5 minutes until PPI data, basically, right now. So S&P bounced. This is why you watch the volume-weighted average price, guys. Look at this level here. 7,300s. We bounced right at the volume weighted average price. Let's see if it holds. But this is a Trump tweet basically saying more strikes in Iran tonight, basically, is what he said.
Like, regardless of him, like, not even in reference to him, but like just in general, is it just me or his social media? Like,
hey, Henry, thank you for the sub, Henry. Sorry, Brett, I cut you off, dude. Go ahead, bro.
No, it's cool. Thanks for the sub, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
But I was just gonna say, like, is it just me or social media just completely eliminated people's ability to keep anything to themselves? It's really annoying.
Yeah,
I'm not even talking about him. I'm just talking about in general.
Yeah, for sure. No, I mean, yeah, I don't know. All right, S&P at 7,300. PPI data, guys, less than 5 minutes. Less than 5 minutes. Less than 5 minutes before PPI data comes out. Give me your last minute predictions here.
30 south.
Fragile ceasefire's done. Yeah, the ceasefire's definitely done on this news, right? Like, that's what this means. And again, we have 4 minutes until PPI inflation data. We got about 2,000 people here watching, guys. So hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Help me hit 172,000 subscribers. Yeah, we're close. We're close.
We believe in you, and we need your support. You know.
Yeah, listen, 4 minutes. Chat, 4 minutes. Give me your last minute predictions here. 57% think PPI is going to show up higher than expected. 57%. 22% think lower. 21% think we're going to show up as flat today. The NASDAQ, the S&P are dropping here. Here's gold. Hey, thank you, Tim, for the subscribe, my friend. I appreciate it. Gold is now red on the day here. I'm going to put gold up, and I'm going to put, like, the NASDAQ or the S&P up right here.
One of the good ones, Tim.
Yeah, look at this drop. So gold is on the left, NASDAQ is on the right here on these charts here. Let's get ready. We have 3 minutes left. 3 minutes left here. And like I said, chat, bull or bear. Put bull or bear in chat. Here we go. 3 minutes.
PPI thanks.
Yeah, listen, PPI inflation data is wholesale business inflation. It eventually creeps into consumer inflation, especially like PCE. Yeah. We're going to see what this looks like. But PPI inflation data releases very soon. Very soon here, guys. Hey, shout out to all the subscribers. Oh, thank you, brother, for the subscribe. Thank you, friend. S&P did bounce at the volume weighted average price here. Gold went red for a little while on the day here. Oil did surge back up to over 90s here, but here we go. PPI inflation data at 2.5 minutes right now. 2.5 minutes.
So you're locking in at 0.9%, huh, John?
I'm gonna lock in at 0.9% month over month. That's my guess here. I might be wildly wrong, but that's my guess. 0.9.
Final answer. All right.
Yeah. Listen, I might be wrong. Don't copy me. I got CPI right. Doesn't mean I'm gonna get PPI right. PPI I usually do not get right, but this time maybe I do get it right. We'll see. Bitcoin, on the other hand, has fallen on this news. Yeah, look at Bitcoin right here, guys. 2.5 minutes or 2 minutes left. Bitcoin has fallen on this news back down to under 62,800s here. Hey, thank you, Jar. Appreciate it, brother. Thank you, sir, for the subscribe, my friend. Market is expecting 0.7%, 0.7%, which is about half of what last time month over month showed up. Less than 2 minutes here, but yeah, market expects 0.7% for May versus 1.4% previously. So 0.7% expectation for May. Here we go, guys. We got a minute and a half left. A minute and a half. Make sure you hit the live button next to the play button. If you put it in 2x speed, you won't have that much latency on the stream, and so you'll get it earlier. I might sound like a chipmunk for a second, but hit the live button, put it in 2x speed. We'll see what happens here. A minute and a half.
Okay, John, you sound like that anyway.
Yeah, dude, I do sound like a chipmunk. You know, what news came out? Must have missed it. So news came out that the president tweeted saying, "Big strikes on Iran tonight," is basically what he said. Daniel, thank you, brother, for the 10 euros. Be very careful today. Yeah, be very careful. We're getting a lot of news. The NASDAQ is starting to fall down a little bit here. Let's take a look at oil. We have 1 minute left, chat. 1 minute left. Oil is up to almost $91 a barrel here. Let's watch gold on the left side too. I don't have a problem trading this, but it needs to be small size. But there's the NASDAQ and gold here. Here we go, guys. 50 seconds. 50 seconds. Thank you so much, Daniel, for the donation, my friend. Gold is on the left here, guys. NASDAQ is on the right. We have 40 seconds left. 40 seconds.
What should I do to gold? It's very heavy. Just be careful. Don't drop it on your foot.
Yeah, thank you, Spitting Image. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you for the subscribe, my friend. 30 seconds left here before PPI inflation drops. 30 seconds. Jobless claims also release at the same time. Jobless claims and PPI inflation drop in 20 seconds here, guys. 20 seconds. Let's see what we get here. We will review everything here. 10 seconds here. 10 seconds, guys. 10 seconds. All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and here's the PPI print. Okay, jobless claims 229 versus 220K expected. PPI 1.1% hotter than expected month over month, 6.5% on the year. Core PPI showed up lower than expected though at 0.4% and 0.5%. So core PPI both month over month, year over year lower than expected. Headline PPI was hotter than expected though at 1.1 versus 0.7% and 6.5% on the year. So Bitcoin is reacting really negatively to this. The NASDAQ hasn't really reacted that much. We can look at yields real quick here, but it's kind of a flat report. Headline PPI was worse than expected. 6.5% versus 6.4% year over year. Month over month was 1.1% versus 0.7% expected. They did revise the last one down to 1.1% though for PPI instead of 1.4%, which is what it was last time. So some people might interpret this as a positive report, specifically because most of the inflationary gains are considered on oil. Or focused on oil prices because core was actually cooler than expected. At the same time though, guys, listen. Headline PPI higher than expected. Jobless claims are actually a little bit stronger, a little bit weaker for jobs than expected here. Gold is actually going up on this report right now. So gold is actually elevated on this report. And again, I'll make myself a big scroller here. So you guys can actually see some of this data here. But looking at the BLS side, again, PPI data 1.1% in May. Let's read this here, chat. Let's read this. So again, PPI inflation data. Real quick, give me a second. We're going to read this. We're going to look at everything to see how it impacted things here real quick. The revision from last time is good, though. The revision from last time is good.
Sorry, I think I'm a little behind.
Yeah, so headline PPI 1.1%. Core beat to the cool side, though. So core did beat to the cool side, but let's take a look at this print.
That's okay. Give me a second to say I was closer. Suck an egg, John.
Yeah, you were right, Brett. You were right. Listen, Nearly 80% of the May advance in final demand prices is attributable to 2.8% increase in the index for final demand goods. Prices for final demand services moved up 0.3%. Index for final demand core rose 0.8% in May, the largest advance since increasing 0.9% in March of 2022. The index for final demand goods moved up 2.8%, guys, 2.8%. Over half of the May advance in prices for final demand is attributable to a 23.4% increase for gas. Prices for diesel, jet fuel, plastic resins and materials, industrial chemicals, natural gas, liquids also rose. In contrast, the index for pork fell 10.1%, guys, 10.1%. Yeah, so that's what happens here. And we're going to dig deeper into some of these numbers here. You can kind of see 3.1% year over year in January changed final demand, transportation and warehousing. 2.6% for May. And again, so this is the hottest PPI print since the peak inflation period of late 2022, apparently. So services are where the real story is. Final demand services up 0.3%. Portfolio management is up 4.8% month over month. Trucking freight is also up. Security brokers and investment also up. Chemicals, food and wholesaling also up. Portfolio management, again, 4.8% today, guys. 4.8% here.
Dang. I hate to sound ignorant, but I mean,
feeds directly into here. Hold on. Feeds directly into PCE. It's tied to the stock market valuation. So, but look at markets here, guys. Markets are not reacting well to this now. So the NASDAQ is actually heading down on this report as well. Stages 1, 2, and 4 are all surging. Inflation is building harder at the earliest stage of production than at the final stage. So pipeline pressure, meaning prices producer pay, won't fully show up in CPI for another 2 to 3 months. Processed good for intermediate demand up 3.5%. 3.5%. And let me put a scroller here. But yeah, these are hot. These are hot prints. Yeah. And the NASDAQ is not reacting well. Neither is gold here. So the NASDAQ is not reacting well. Neither is gold. The S&P is breaking down also here. But yeah, I'm going to put the data up on screen here so you guys can actually see what's going on here. Here's PPI right here. But yeah, hotter than expected. Core wasn't that bad though here. So I might actually trade this. Let's see. I got to be careful. It needs to be really small size. And I'm definitely not going to be doing it firstly in gold. I'll trade gold later, but I might trade the NASDAQ here. I don't necessarily hate this. The problem is the escalating news about Iran, right? But maybe we'll buy this up. I don't know. Let me see. Sometimes the first move can be the wrong move as well here, right? So sometimes the first move can be wrong. All right, so we're kind of going back and forth here. Here's my trade right now. I'll show you guys the trade here. I'll put the trade actually up here. We're in the NASDAQ long, 2 contracts here. I want to see if we bounce at the VWAP. We don't bounce at the VWAP, I'll cut it. But I think it wasn't as bad as it could have been. The secondary effects of oil pricing, has it creeped into core inflation like we thought it might, right? So core inflation, guys, again, on this report, core inflation was actually lower universally throughout everything. And so core inflation, wait, can you not see what I just did? Oh, hey, Daniel, thank you for the donation, my friend. Another donation, brother. Thanks so much, dude. Yeah. So we are actually in this trade. You guys can see it here. Okay, there we go.
Thanks, Daniel. That's the 3rd time today. Man, we really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks so much, Daniel. I'm sorry, I'm in a trade right now, but I appreciate it. Forget gold by Pokemon cards. Hey, thank you, Daniel, my friend. I appreciate this, brother. Yeah, so we're green in the trade. We took a little bit of profit. It was small, though, but we took it. We went up a lot. I'm going to hold this and see if we continue to rebound some on this report. Very small trade, but I do not mind taking this here. And we have bounced up pretty nicely here. I will add to more if I need to here. But again, PPI inflation data did heat, I would say. Headline heated. Headline showed up higher than expected, 1.1 versus 0.7. They revised. Remember, the last one was 1.4%. The last one was 1.4, and so they did revise that down to 1.1%. They also revised year-over-year PPI down to 5.7. Hey, thank you, Sachin, for the subscribe, my friend. I appreciate that, brother. I am in this trade. I am green. Shout out to Prav for the donation, for the subscribe. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that as well. Thank you, sir. Yeah, let's take a look at yields here. First of all, I'm in this trade. I'll let you guys keep watching it. But I want to see what TLT did on this report. TLT dropped, which means yields spiked. Okay, so TLT did drop on this report, which means yields jumped. Yeah, TNX is up on this report as well. You can see it jumping up this morning. It could also be some of the escalating news we got in Iran. But markets are nervous here. Markets are a little nervous. Yields are up from this report. If we look at like a 10-year treasury note yield, they are up. They were down on the day, and now you can see when this report came out, here's 10-year yields. They are higher now on this report.
You get a chance, Sam asked, how did the rate odds change?
The rate odds, I don't know. They take a little while to update. We can look at yields, though, and I'm going to assume there's going to be higher likelihood of a hike. But I think the core story is optimistic here. Now, maybe I'm just an optimist, but the core story is what's optimistic here. So we are bouncing back even more now on this trade. I don't know if I want to add to it or not here. But look at yield spike. So yields have jumped up. I'm looking at December odds. Yeah, now it's back to 70-30 likelihood. So they went up. The odds of a rate hike this year went up from this report. It's now 70-30. It was like 66 earlier. Now it's 70. So they went up, for...
like we talked about yesterday, those odds change all the time.
Oh, for sure. They swing. But what the point I'm trying to make is markets are pricing in less optimism about rates. Higher yields are getting priced in here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and cut this trade and just make my money here. I don't think I'm going to add to it. It's a very small trade. We got to build up a cushion first. Look at gold. Gold has reacted negatively. But I think the president's tweet ahead of this is throwing kind of a hiccup at things as well. Also, guys, listen, if you haven't already given me a follow on x.com, do it now here, guys. We post this morning market brief detailing everything going on in markets every single day. Every single day. Hey, shout out to Roy. Hey, thank you so much for the subscribe, my friend.
We post a succinct and informative breakdown.
Yeah, look, we post SpaceX, Oracle, MU, PPI data, SpaceX IPO, other stuff. Why Oracle's down, where memory is, IRGC news, gold, Bitcoin, bonds. We post all this other stuff. Honeywell. We post this beautiful poster here detailing everything. So if you want like a one-stop shop for everything, guys, give us a follow at x.com. Here's the page right here. Here's the page. X.com app, beginner trades.
It's functional and dazzling to the eye, so get in on it.
That's right, guys. That's right. Also, give it a heart. Have a heart and give it a heart. NASDAQ is starting to rebound back up here. So PPI came in. Maybe the first move is the wrong move, but we did see yields jump. We did see rate hike odds increase from this specific report here. So we made some money on the long side buying the dip here. But yeah, we'll see, guys. We'll see. Is this a bullish or bearish report? Let me do another poll here, guys. Hey, shout out to Chase. Shout out to Karen. Is this another report? Is this a bull or bear report, guys? Bull or bear report? Let me know in chat right now. Yeah, core PPI, I think, is one of the optimistic things about this report. Core PPI showed up lower than expected. And I think if we're worried about rate hikes, the labor market cooling in the jobless claims number, that showed up at 229,000. So it showed up hotter than expected, hotter than last time in terms of unemployment claims. Unemployment claims went up, which is weak for labor, right? Which might be less inflationary. Maybe people are optimistic about that. I don't know. I don't know if we're in a situation where the market celebrates with higher unemployment, but I know the market fears inflation right now. I do know the market fears inflation. I said bull or bear. What do you guys say? Bull or bear, chat? Bull or bear? I see bear, bull, bearish morning.
Also try to take into account that all those numbers are usually revised.
Yeah, Emily, it sounds like you're delayed on the stream. Hit the live button, Emily.
Up or down, I can't say, but I'm assuming they'll be changed next time.
Yeah. I see bull, bull, bull. Rampaging bear. Bull, bull. Yeah, being revised last time down some is optimistic, David. So I don't think it's like a purely bearish report here. I think headline PPI, which includes energy prices, came in hotter than expected at 1.1%. They revised the last one down, though, from 1.4 to 1.1%. So that's good. And core was not bad. Core, I mean, it's all relative, right? But in the current market, it's versus expectations. And core was 4.9% on the year versus 5.4% expected. It was basically what it was last time. Core PPI month over month was under 0.5, which was expected. It should have been 0.4%. They did revise the last core up some here, though, to 0.7%, I think. So They revised the last one up a little bit here, no, they revised the last one down a little bit as well for core. So core got revised down a little bit here, which is good. I mean, core I think is a good thing. Like core showed up pretty nice. But headline is still sticky. It's still higher than expected here. Original negative reaction, but now we're about flat on this report. So we'll see what the rest of the day brings. But yeah, if we learned anything over the last 25 years, yeah. Well, PPI does lead into PCE inflation, which is what the Fed uses to gauge inflation, right? So PPI is relevant for that. It's wholesale pricing. Bull, bearish, bear, bull. Kind of split down the middle here. We'll do a poll right now on this. Most people thought we'd have hot inflation, and we did to a certain extent. Bull or bear on today's. Hey, thank you, Catherine, for the subscribe. Thank you so much. Today's PPI inflation report. Again, bull or bear. I'm going to put it up as a poll. And give me a second. Yeah, so bull or bear. Sorry, I'm being fancy with my poll option here. Okay, so yeah, bull or bear. There you go. Again, you can see the numbers at the bottom of the screen here. I don't know what I want to do here. I'm almost tempted to buy this. I don't think markets are necessarily going to celebrate, and I do think the Trump tweet. I do think the Trump tweet makes it a little bit spicier right now to long, and so I still am short biased, to be honest here. I don't think I'm going to buy it. I think the president's tweet makes it a little sketchier to buy it, and we did just get a little pullback here. I might short a bounce right now. We went long originally. I might pivot to short now.
Thanks for the sub, Catherine.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I might short a little pop here. Give me a bounce. All right, so we got one here. I'll add a little bit up to 740s into this and see if we get a quick move back down here. We do have green on the day though, and there we go.
So I wonder how much people.
There we go. I'm gonna cut some of it right here. I'm gonna cut some more as we break down more here, and I'm gonna hold this last little one. Treasury Secretary Bessent says any damage to Gulf allies would be paid with Iran funds. Oh my goodness, dude. Some news just came out or something. I'm still green on the day here, but we were up more. But no, I could see the NASDAQ immediately react to this. What just happened? It's not a delayed response to PPI. Trump on Iran, we are talking to them.
Honestly, I would imagine it was probably Bessent's statement, but they've been talking about that for about a week. Using frozen assets to pay for damages.
It's not Bessent's. It's Trump just said on Iran, quote, we are talking to them in a Fox News interview, end quote. That's what made markets a little bit more optimistic and jump up real quick. Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, look, I'm not against the president, but it's really hard to trade with tweets like this. It's really, I mean, I'm still green all day.
The back and forth is just a little exhausting. Honestly, that's all.
You sounded like a bear right now. That was my intention, Daniel. You know, I was like, you know what? Let me back call to the Bears right now. Bear call, some say. Gold up to 4100s here. 4100. So gold went green on the day. NASDAQ jumping up after the president said, quote, we are talking to Iran, end quote. He said, not sure U.S. has the appetite for it regarding taking Kharg Island. He said, my preference would be to take Kharg Island. We are talking to them. Sorry, Brent, I'm trying to see if he said anything else.
It's okay. No, it's okay. It's kind of a weird, multifaceted statement that's like, we're talking to them while we're being aggressive. I don't know, whatever.
Well, he saw the spikes in oil from his tweet is most likely what happened. Like, realistically, like, if you look at it honestly, or if you look at it objectively, he probably saw the reaction. He probably already knew that the tweet would get oil up and NASDAQ down, but he saw the reaction, and now he's kind of trying to damage control it a little bit and say, hey, you know, we're talking to them. Let's chill out a little bit. That's probably what's going on. Gold up to $4,100 an ounce. Still green. Yeah. I'm not blaming him necessarily, but his tweets are moving markets right now. You know? Yeah. Look, like I said, I'm not for like I root for the United States. I'm from the United States. I want the United States to do good. You know, I want the president to do well. I'm not against anybody. Like, I'm very neutral on all this stuff. I'm just talking about how it's moving markets here. I'm talking about how it's moving markets. Gold up to 4100s. NASDAQ at 28.7s.
Well, and that's the thing that I think a lot of people tend to forget. It's like whether you like whoever's in office or not, you should still want them to do well just for the sake of your country.
Right, for sure. NASDAQ is going green, though, on the day here. So NASDAQ's still pushing up some. I gotta find this.
I want cheap gas. I don't blame you. I like cheap gas, too, you know?
Yeah, I think the good news is that not sure the U.S. has the appetite regarding taking Kharg Island. Is what maybe people are optimistic about. But we'll see, guys. We'll see. I want cheap gas, too. Everybody wants cheap gas.
Dude, I want cheap everything. I want to go back to the days when you could buy a hamburger for a nickel, you know?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, so the S&P did bounce at the volume-weighted average price. Gold is starting to dip a little bit, though. We are green on the day, by the way. Let me see. Yeah, we're green on the day. All right, so now gold's pulling back. Let's see if it goes red. ECB also just hiked rates. Yeah, they hiked it about 15 minutes before PPI data came out. So they did just hike rates. Again, guys, gold at $4,100 an ounce right now. $4,100 an ounce. What do you want to buy after all this news that came out over the last 5 minutes? Again, if you're just now tuning in, guys, number one, subscribe. Do it now. Try it one time.
All the cool kids are doing it.
Right, we need 130 subscribers to hit $172,000. I believe in you guys today. Okay, I believe in you guys today. I'm so used to talking about finance, my mind pivots to it. What do you guys want to buy today, guys? What do you guys want to buy right now? We got news that Trump said we're going to strike Iran hard tonight, and then immediately we had PPI show up hotter than expected for headline, lower than expected for core, kind of neutral, hot in headline, which includes oil, and lower in core, which excludes oil, right? So kind of neutral PPI data. One was hot, one was low. I'm not saying it's Goldilocks, but... and then immediately we have the president speaking on Fox, talking about that they're actually talking to Iran. And so kind of back and forth. Let's look at the S&P 500 here. The S&P 500 is at 7309s, 7310s here. So
honestly, instead of that second statement, I really wish he'd made the first statement and just come out like 3 minutes later and just said, just kidding. Like, you know, I don't know. It would have been funny at least.
Oh, dude, nobody's telling me I'm blocked. My face is blocked here, guys.
Hey, John, your face is blocked.
That's you're fired, Brent. You're fired, you know.
I thought you were doing it on purpose. You know, I don't know why.
No, we are back. All right, so I asked people what they wanted to buy today. SpaceX IPO, bullish. Market's up. What's up, Fibby? Bitcoin is going up again. Yeah, Bitcoin, honestly, is filling some of this gap. Bitcoin originally from this PPI report reacted really negatively here. Was this the PPI report? No, so this was mostly the tweet about escalating news here that made Bitcoin drop. Here's the PPI report right here. So Bitcoin is actually green. Maybe the core PPI print showing up lower than expected, making people more optimistic. Bitcoin's actually green from this report. It was down to 62,480. It's now at 62,880, almost 63. So Bitcoin's actually green from this report. It's red still net from the tweet that we got a couple minutes before the report, but it's still green somewhat. Green bell or dump. Yeah, maybe we'll get this unlocked at the opening bell here. We did a poll. Do you think this is bearish or bullish here? 48% are bullish, 52% are bearish from this report at about 300 votes. Yeah, I'm definitely watching AVGO. AVGO has been not good. Not good since its earnings report on the 3rd. It has not been good. It's been dropping all the way down from 507s where it was on the 2nd, all the way down to 370s. Very big percentage drop from Broadcom. Anybody buying Broadcom here? Yeah, the ECB raised rates 15 minutes before the report. Yeah, they raised rates. It was as expected. I mean, they were expected to hike rates 25 basis points, 1/4%. So, yeah, we're looking here. We're looking. I don't know if I'm bullish or bearish now on the NASDAQ here. Here's the NQ. I'm green on the day, so I can take a little bit more risk. Part of me is bearish, though. I think it's a little bit longer term bearish, and I'll tell you why. Is because I think more escalating news is going to overpower the recent quotes from about we're talking to them. So I'm going to short this. Maybe it's greed. We have a cushion on the day. We'll take 4 contracts here. And maybe I'll pay for it. But I'm short. I'll give it a second here. One tweet could move this trade, though. Go back to green. There we go. I'm going to immediately take another piece off here just to protect it because we got a big retracement. I'll hold the last little piece, though. And again, if you want to help support the channel, this is a Lucid funded account. If you have not used your 50% off on Lucid, you can get 50% off twice. They have great rules for trading. You can get a 150K direct to funded account on Lucid here for $420 if you haven't used it yet. If you use coupon code BGT at checkout. So check out Lucid. Great way to help support your boy here in this channel. Lucid Direct. You get 50% off anything here if you haven't used it yet. $420 though for a 50K funded or 150K funded account, 5,000 drawdown, end of day drawdowns on everything on Lucid, which is why I love them. Check them out. 10-to-1 micro scaling allow 90-10 profit split once you're funded. Don't fund your own account thousands of dollars trying to look cool. Instead, try a prop firm. You're still probably going to lose day trading if you're new, but it's a lot cheaper than funding your own account thousands of dollars. And you can trade futures, indexes, and more. All right, so my trade is going really well. I'm going to take another piece off here. I'll put the Lucid link up. John. Yeah, thanks so much for the sub, my friends. You know, listen, guys. If you subscribe today, you're made men in the chat. Made men and women in the chat if you subscribe today. We're trying to break 172,000 subscribers here. Coupon code BGT will get you the max discount at checkout on Lucid. Check it out. There's the link. I'll put it
great deal. Take advantage, and if you don't subscribe, we're gonna be mad at you forever.
Oh, definitely upset. You know, lurkers unite here. Lurkers. I'm talking to you. If you're like, hey, I never chat in the stream, I just listen. Maybe I'm in the car right now. Maybe I'm at work. I don't usually chat in the stream. That's not what I do. That's not my thing here. I'm talking to you right now. Yeah, you. Yeah. Show yourself in the chat right now. Show your support in this chat room right now.
You don't have to chat, and don't do it while you're driving. You know, pull over and do it.
Yeah.
Do it. It's one click.
For liability reasons, don't do that while you're driving.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not safe, guys. It's not safe. Tell your boss to hold on. John at Beginner Trading is back calling you.
You know? Like literally, you don't even have to tell him. Hold on. When he approaches you, just put your finger up in there just to forestall him. You know, he won't get mad or anything.
Yeah, lurkers. I'm talking to you. All right. SpaceX is tomorrow.
Every time I hear Lurkers Unite or Boomers Unite or whatever, it just makes me think of like Super Friends.
Summoned again. What's up, Sid? What's up, Pet Lover? What's up, David? I know I see you, David. I see you, brother. I'm becoming a lurker. Raymond, don't lurk, bro. Unite. Lurker here. What's up, Weston? I'm surfing, eating, but hi. What's up? I see you guys. I knew you guys loved me. I just had to make you guys come out of here.
Don't fall into the hermetic lifestyle, you know. Don't lurk.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're on the toilet right now, you got time. You got time. You know you got time.
Nothing but time.
All right, guys, let me see. Hold on. I'm checking news real quick here. Hey, thank you for the follows. We got a lot of follows on X.com. Thank you, Kev. I see you, Kev. Thank you, brother. Shout out to Wes. Shout out to Max. Shout out to MS. Shout out to Crypto Wealth. Shout out to Treble. I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much. Yeah, so Trump on Iran said would like to get a deal now less. I'd rather not hit bridges and power plants.
I'd rather you didn't as well. Oh, you mean?
I'd like to reach a deal now. I mean, I would hope you would, you know. People would not be able to drink water. I do not want to do that regarding hitting bridges and power plants. So, I am still short here. As long as we don't get some crazy jump from optimism from the president's quote, I will hold this still. But we already have a nice cushion on the day here.
I swear, I initially thought when you read that you were reading like a comment like of somebody driving, and I was like, I don't want you to run into a bridge or a power plant in your car either.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, AZ? I say hey to you. All you got to do is say John never says hey to me, and I'll say hey to you guys. What a nice guy. I am a nice guy.
VFL giving out the stats. You're right, VFL.
Leg day at the gym while listening to you. Build your calves up, Firefly. Do it now. Be better than me. Be better than me. A deal candle would be great. No, dude, I'm short right now. Don't do a deal candle. A deal candle might wipe me out right now, dude. And that's the risk of trading in this current market, bro. We get a deal done. We actually get a finalized deal done. Market's going to moon. And if I'm short, it's bad. Some say. But I'm short right now. Maybe I'm basically break even here, though. I'll probably cut this if we push up and just lock in the profits I've made. It's taking too long. I still think we might break down here, but I'm just going to lock it in and be safe.
Oh, Max, you old so-and-so.
Oh, of course, dude. It literally, look, I just cut the trade. We get a red candle here. But that's okay, because I locked in profit. And sometimes you got to be smart. Not greedy. Greed is bad, some say.
Wait, what did you cut?
My position. NASDAQ. Long.
Oh,
or no, my NASDAQ short position. Sorry.
Thought you might have cut something else. Never mind.
Oh. Cut what, dude? There's a lot of meanings for cut.
I don't know. I'm just throwing some innuendo out there, you know?
Okay. It's hard to figure out which one.
Everybody knows what I meant. Something that would make you mute the mic, you know?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it could be that type of cut. It could be cutting something else. I don't know. It could be rate cuts. We could be talking about rate cuts here. Anyways, guys, we are at 30 minutes before the opening bell. 30 minutes before the opening bell. We will trade this. But we'll see what happens here. All right, NASDAQ. Yeah, I saw that, Britt. NASDAQ jumping up a little bit here. What's oil doing here? I'm guessing oil's at what, like 90? Yeah, oil's exactly at 90.
Dang. Every time we get below that, something happens. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. Yeah, NASDAQ jumping up, oil falling down here. We're right at $90. I almost want to buy oil right here. Hold on. It's risky for sure, though. All right, we just did it. We bought oil. It's basically a short right now, but we're just consolidating right around $90. I think a big whole dollar number. We have a cushion on the day.
Yes, farmer. I was just being a little childish.
Yeah, I'm logging oil right now. Look, I've been friends with Britt for 20 years, you know, so like we're gonna be childish together because we knew each other when we were teenagers, you know.
Yeah. And let's be honest, people never. Oh, sorry.
Oil just jumped up a little bit here. Sorry, Britt, don't mean to cut you off, friend.
Okay, apparently we've been friends for so long, it's all right.
Right, it is okay. We did a plug today, Steve. Yeah, he's still speaking right now. I'm green on my oil long. All right, so we're still jumping up here. Look at this. Let's see if it holds. He's still speaking right now, though. I don't want boots on the ground. But then he also said there will be more strikes tonight. Bigger, more powerful, end quote. That is making oil jump here. I'm going to take a little bit of profit just to protect. We're kind of scalping our way into small profits, and now we can take large size at the opening bell. There's the 9 o'clock movement here, though. So we do have 9 o'clock movement happening here. But oil did jump after I bought it.
It's because you bought it. Everybody's like, man, John's getting in. Must be something good happening.
Let's pile into this, bro. Y'all can't even see the trade I'm realizing here.
No, but we take your word for it. And you're right, Zero. That's what I was actually going to say that. Like, let's be honest. I don't know about women, but men never really get past 16 or 18 mentally.
They might pretend they might pretend they are.
Because we act more mature because we have to, not because we want to.
If girls are around, we're the most mature guys ever, you know. Or it can also go the other way, but you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
But no, I'm just joking. Kind of.
Yeah, I know.
But when you're with your old friends, you turn into teenagers again. That's how it goes, you know.
You do. I mean, I've seen How I Met Your Mother. It's regression, you know.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. All right, so I'm still long oil right now. Let's see what the president keeps saying here. He's continuing to speak right now, though. Again, he said, I don't want boots on the ground, which, you know, markets. But right before that, he said there will be more strikes tonight, bigger, more powerful.
don't know why, just like the way that was said.
I would say if you could describe me as anything, Maximus, it would be a gentleman, you know? I think the chat knows. I'm a gentleman, guys. I'm a gentleman.
A gentleman and a scholar, or just a gentleman?
I'm definitely a scholar of economics, you know? Yeah, listen. So both. Should we buy gold right now? Where's gold doing here? Let me see. I'm in oil right now. I'm long. I'll probably sit in this. Gold is actually doing okay, which means markets are interpreting everything as somewhat positive for markets, somewhat positive for gold. Yields are down a little bit here. If we take a look at 10-year treasuries from the PPI printed more, I should probably look at 2-year. But yeah, yields were down on the day. They're still up a little bit from the report for 10-year yields. But they have retraced a lot from the peaks they put in. Hold on, gold is moving up. Maybe I should get out of my oil position here. Yeah, I'm gonna cut the rest green. Let me look at 2-year yields to see what they're doing here. I'm gonna look at TLT as well. Here's TLT, which is bond prices, which inverse yields. So you can see like the tweet from the president dumped the price of bonds, which means yields spike because bond prices and yields inverse each other, right? So if prices are moving down, and again, I explained this logic yesterday, it's important to understand. When yields are lower, what does that mean? That means you might have to lower the price of bonds to pay for it. Or no, I'm sorry. Yeah, when yields are up, bond prices dip. And when yields are down, bond prices go up. The problem is that the president's tweet here made prices go down because yields spiked from this report, but they're starting to bounce back a little bit. And let's see, I got out of my oil position. Gold is green on the day right now. Not super green, but it's back over 4100s here. Oil is right around $90. And we're heading into the opening bell here today, guys. I do make onions cry. No one wants the conflict, but sometimes it's necessary. Gentle John.
Yeah, Gentle John is what they call him at the jiu-jitsu place.
They definitely don't call me that. I'm kind of the other way, dude. I'm kind of a little bit, if anything, I go a little bit too heavy sometimes, or a little bit too hard sometimes at jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, if you ever heard that song Big John, you know, Big Bad John, that's about this John right here.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, let's flow roll, and then I like fight to the death, you know. Yeah. So I try. Dude, I don't know why, but I don't trust any of this price action. I don't really trust it either. I'm nervous about holding longer than 5 or 10 minutes. So I'm nervous about holding 5 or 10 minutes. We could get a tweet, or we could get a quote, or we could get, you know, breaking news, a deal is done. That's definitely less likely, but
exhausting,
here's the S&P.
Whatever we get.
Yeah, it's always exhausting for sure. We have 25 minutes left until the market opens, though. We'll see what we get.
By the way, that Onions comment, was that a reference to Onion John, the book? I think it might have been.
John is Debo. Definitely not Debo. Definitely not a Debo.
Give me that
Give me that chain, bro. I love Friday. Friday's a great movie, bro. It's really one of my like. It's a childhood movie about. I watched it growing up.
Yeah, me too.
Give me some Dave Chappelle too. I love some Dave Chappelle. A lot of the references I make, you know, a lot of them are Dave Chappelle. Johnny Cash. Too much movement potential, not enough actual movement. You seem so scared. I mean, you got to understand my strategy here with day trading, guys. My strategy with day trading. And this is what risk management systems should have in them, okay? I build up a small cushion first. So if I can build up a few $100s in cushion, that's great, right? And because Lucid specifically has end-of-day drawdown options, or end-of-day drawdowns, I can build up a cushion and then increase size with more risk if the market justifies it. All right, so I can build up a cushion $100 to $200, and then I can size up a little bit. And then if I make more money and I'm up $500 or $600, then I can really size up if I want, and that makes my winning days big, my losing days small. It also enables me to where if I scale up my size because I have a cushion and then lose, I'm right back to break even. I don't have a big drawdown negative day in the account, not as much. And so then I can pivot back down to small size and rinse and repeat that system until I either can't build up a profit and I have a small losing day or a break even day, or it does work and I build up a large profit on the day, so to speak, right? And I think that's the right risk management system for day traders. I think most day traders, depending on what you're trading, should be using a system similar to that. Should be using a system similar to that for risk and reward, specifically, right? Yeah, so ECB Lagarde is speaking right now. A sudden sharp drop in asset prices would pose risk to financial stability.
Let's see.
Yeah.
I do you too, Munchies, and you're welcome for whatever you're thanking me for, but you're welcome.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, AZ?
Let's see.
I'm holding a short. It's bound to dump tonight, so it's a longer. Is it a day trade? Oil has a head and shoulders on the 4 hour. Then don't trade. You're addicted. Well, I mean, I'm streaming a trading stream, so I think.
Understandable.
I think the right move is to not trade, but I also think that I made money yesterday, and I'm green today doing what I'm doing here, and so I can scalp
people too.
Sorry, I can scalp and build up small profit doing what I'm doing. And my risk, unless we get some crazy tweet, which I guess the odds are higher than normal, my risk is it's too bad doing it like I'm doing. Oil did bounce.
People tune in to watch you trade, or at least partially.
I think most of them tune in for economics, but I think some of you guys want to watch me trade for sure.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's why I said partially. You know.
Yeah.
And Leroy Brown is a completely different song. I was talking about the Jimmy Dean song, and he does make Sausages Max, same guy. Or did, whatever. He's not alive anymore.
What of us? What of us? John is an entertainer. Definitely an entertainer, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. John's a showman, you know?
Yeah, first, last. I did see that where there'll be more powerful, bigger strikes tonight. I'm surprised oil didn't jump up more on that, but a $90 whole dollar level is what I've been buying on oil. So remember, I bought oil right here. And this is why, because if you look at it, it's consistently holding support. Big round whole dollar number here. A lot of my levels that I use in charting, guys, are whole dollar milestone levels. You know, levels where psychologically people naturally look at them, right? 90, 100, 95, so forth and so on. Those typically have reactions to it. The bigger the whole dollar number, the more influential it can potentially be. And so when oil goes up and then pulls back to 90 and we have escalating news, I think that situation, again, I'm not telling you to buy oil here, but I think that situation on a short-term perspective made sense. And so I should have held it longer, but we made money regardless. So is higher PPI better or worse? I mean, it's objectively worse. The only time high inflation data would make markets optimistic is if the economy was in like shambles, right? Like we have had situations like that historically, just like we have situations now. We're kind of on the opposite now, though, where market fears inflation so much that high prints is really bad. Even like strong labor can be interpreted as a negative thing over the past few weeks. It has. But
like if we were in a period of stagflation or like shrinkage.
Right. If GDP went negative, you know, people might be. I'm not saying they would react favorably to high inflation, but it might make them say, hey, maybe we're getting some heating back up in the economy. It's a very, very niche situation though, in situations where that happens, where high inflation is seen as a positive thing, and it's usually if the economy's really turning quickly, or really the only situations where we see the market super optimistic from high PPI inflation or high CPI inflation or PCE. Right now though, this PPI report that we got today though is kind of neutral. It's got hot. It does have a hot headline PPI number, but it's mostly centered around oil. And so high oil prices are influencing headline inflation, but core inflation was lower than expected. Even still though, core inflation was still pretty hot, right? Like core inflation at 0.4% on the month and 4.9% on the year is still very, very high. Like relative to history, it's still very, very high. But I think in the current environment, markets have interpreted it as somewhat more optimistic and somewhat more dovish than it could have been. If it came in, it came in lower than expected for core. Headline did show up higher, but they did revise the previous headline number down a little bit. So they did revise the previous headline number down a little bit. It was 1.4% last time. It showed up at 1 point. They revised it down to 1.1%. So, that's what this is. That's what this is.
Good explanation, John.
Yeah. Broadcom trying to find a. Yeah, thank you, sir. Subscribe, guys. Do it now. Do it. Yeah, but
much love.
Sorry, net rate hike odds did increase from this report, though. So let me refresh this to make sure.
Okay. Much love to you, David Boyd. Appreciate the support all the way from Australia.
Yeah, thank you, my friend. Yeah, so we're back up to 70-30 odds of a rate hike. Now it's 70% likelihood that we're going to have higher rates by the end of the year. which it was about 66% prior to this, right? So rate hike odds did increase from this report. So just to show you guys like the net impact here, rate hike odds did go up some. They are now at 70-30 odds of a rate hike by the end of the year, or odds of rates being higher than they are now at the end of the year is really what this means. So yields, on the other hand, did go up from this report as well, although they have been pulling back some. And some, I think yields honestly went up more specifically from the Trump tweet. Trump tweeting that big strikes happening tonight is going to make people more worried about oil pricing and might make oil more scarce because of more escalation. And in that regard, oil prices surge and yields surge with them. And so it's a mix of both. But we do have higher rate hike odds now, either from the tweets, from the escalating news, or from PPI, however you want to interpret it. There's too much going on at once to really figure out exactly which one it is. But yeah. Sorry, Britt, I cut you off. Go ahead. Whatever you were to say.
I was just saying goodbye to, Miss Tiny Trader. I was telling her have a good day.
Hey, see you, Tiny. Have a great day. Tiny's been watching the channel for a long time. Shout out to Tiny. We appreciate you, Tiny.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, and now we're heading into the opening bell here. Tariffs are the best thing. As a swing trader, I'm buying oil, shorting the NASDAQ, ETH, and gold. Yeah, I mean, if you think we're going to get more escalation in the Middle East, that might be the move. Shorting the cube, buying oil. SpaceX is going to have a lot to do with it tomorrow. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Just be careful. Supermicro crashed. Honestly, I never liked Supermicro semiconductor stock. I should have held that oil long at 90, guys. But I never liked SMCI. It was always way too whippy, bro. This thing moves. Like, look at a weekly chart. This thing got up to 122s back in 2024. Fell all the way down under $20. Bounced all the way back up to 65s. Dipped all the way back down to 20. Bounced all the way back up to 50. It's back down to under 30 right now. The percentage moves of Supermicro semiconductors have been crazy. Because of that, it's really hard to invest in this or gauge trends in it, really. Hey, thank you, B-Ro. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you, sir. Last time I watched was in 2021. Good to see you in good health and still up and running with way more subs. Congrats. Thank you, my friends. I appreciate that, brother.
Good to have you back. And Willa Marcello, first-time watcher, we're glad you're here, and we hope you enjoy the content, and you keep coming.
Yeah, for sure.
Watch me. Yeah.
I'm in a period of permanent shrinkage. Definitely you are, Jono. I knew it. I knew you would be. Yeah, Lagarde is speaking right now, Raga. I missed the whole bull run. Pew. Why'd you do that? Gold is dropping. Yeah, look. Here's gold. It is falling down some here. Hold on. Let's see. Let me check the news. Gold just moves sometimes, though, so it doesn't necessarily mean we have to have news, but Lagarde is talking right now. Nick Timmeros also posted after PPI that early estimates of May PCE number following the Thursday release of May PPI and CPI on Wednesday point to a firm core month-over-month reading that rounds up to 0.4%. Market-based core was milder. Portfolio management and airfares, which comes from PPI, have widened the CPI PCE wedge in May. So SpaceX New Street Research initiates coverage with a 165 target on SpaceX. Let me drink my coffee here. I forget to drink it. So much is going on. But yeah, I don't see any ECB Lagarde says 25 basis point hike is a signal and is necessary. Today's decision is not a forceful one. So they raised rates. Yeah. I think I would definitely take out my short-term memory for tomorrow. This will be such a chaotic day. Yeah. See you, Tiny. Wolf speed. Yeah, guys, listen. We got 1,400 people here still. I know most of you guys have subscribed already, but we need 100 subscribers to break 100. To break 172,000. Listen, guys, have a heart. I'm not beyond begging, okay? Have a heart. Subscribe to the channel here. In the arms of the angels, guys. For some reason, I don't see my post in chat.
You need to have that song queued up, honestly.
Sarah McLachlan, you know.
Yeah.
I'm a lurker? No, you're not, Proxy. You're pretty busy in the chat. Hey, what's up, MGS Beckett? All right, guys, we got the opening bell coming in 13 minutes here. Are you guys bullish or bearish on the opening bell, guys? Let me know. Bull or bear on the opening bell today for PPI inflation? Don't put on that sad song. What's up, Dan? Hey, maybe I will, bro. Rob?
No. You don't need the song. You just need the short little video of the crying puppy.
Dude, my mom used to cry. She would see those commercials, bro. Those commercials would come on, my mom would cry. I would laugh. I mean, I wasn't laughing at the commercial. I would laugh at my mom crying about the commercial. All right, so somebody's talking to me about Oracle. They say if Oracle stays down 8%, will it drag everything else down? It's a hyperscaler. We'll see. We'll see. I'm in Oracle. I hope that doesn't happen. But it had a pretty good earnings report and high capex, and markets reacted negatively to that, which means that markets fear overvaluation in AI. High capex is capital expenditures. It's how much money they're spending on AI. For AI capex, and it was high, and markets did not like it. Oracle went down, and so I think what we're seeing now is that markets, for a long time, earnings would just boost AI companies. AI companies would come out, get boosted by earnings. Right now, we're kind of seeing the opposite, where AI companies are not necessarily reacting well to their earnings reports, even if they do well in their earnings reports. Software sales were also down a little bit for Oracle, and so I'm not sure. I hope it doesn't weigh the rest of the market down, but it could. It could.
Thanks, Maha. Appreciate the subscribe.
Yeah, John says, hey, John, Britt, long-time lurker here. I'm glad you added Britt to the channel. He's a great addition. Hey, thank you, my friend. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate the love.
Yeah, we have 51% bears in chat right now. 51% bears on the poll.
Bears.
What happens at the opening bell here? We're actually watching the Bad News Bears right now. My family is. My son's watching it. The new one.
The original.
No, the new one with Billy Bob.
They're both funny, but the Billy Bob one is better in my opinion. As much as I love Walter Matthau.
Yeah. There is no bubble. Is there an AI bubble right now? I'm going to end this poll and ask people right now. Yeah, look, I'm going to ask this question right now. Is there an AI bubble?
Speaking of AI, are you guys looking to invest in Bird?
Where is Bird at right now? I haven't looked at it in a minute. Bird is still at $4. So
I'm time to invest then. It's cheap.
I'm not doing it. I refuse to do it. I'm looking at Apple though. Amazon doesn't look bad to me long term. I mean, Amazon is Amazon. You know, I'm not telling you to buy it. I'm not an investment professional here. But I asked the chat, is AI in a bubble? 60-40 yes. All right, guys. Opening bell is upon us.
Indeed.
Yeah. MU earnings should be interesting. AI will be an S-curve just like other tech. Yeah, I think my answer to is AI in a bubble, short term maybe, but I think long term it is that technology. You know, even still 2000, the internet was that technology back then, still had a long bear market from it. Big crash, long bear market. And so I think short term it could be, it's not a certainty, but I think long term, and when I say long term, I'm talking decades, I think it'll play out well for tech.
I think basically you think it's overvalued right now, but not.
It could be.
So much
I'm not
so
saying
that,
it is.
That's just going to go away.
Right. It could be overvalued right now. Yeah. I mean, AI is the future. I mean, this is objectively true. AI is obviously the future, and it's going to get better and better and better and better. You know, look at how much it's done in the last 5 years, how much better it's gotten, and then look at the next 20 and that same trend, extrapolating that. You know, and I've said this 1,000 times, but if you look at it that way, it's going to get so much better, and it's already enwrapped in everything, and it's just going to become more and more the case. And maybe that's a good or bad thing. Regardless of whether it's good or bad, I think money's going to start flowing into robotics. Not even necessarily just humanoid robotics like Optimus or something like that, but just general robotics and AI are going to, you know, grow. And that's going to be another big money pull in markets too, right? And so maybe we get a crash, maybe we get a correction. I don't think it's a certainty right now. Eventually we will, of course, but
barring.
Go ahead, Britt.
I was just gonna say I agree with you. Barring some sort of dystopian, like the sky is falling scenario, you know, I think it's the future. Basically, just unless everything goes bad.
Yeah. I see ECB moving their rates now could help drop our yields. I don't think it's in a bubble because inflation is so high. The market really that much of a bubble. Real inflation was about 100% the last 6 years. The market isn't outperforming it by much. Yeah, I know. I understand. I mean, again, I talked about this yesterday. But if you want to understand how we got to this point, you have to understand the last 6 years in economics and markets. 2020 happened. Obviously, we had problems from it. The economy tanked. lockdowns, stimulus checks, supply chain problems. Because of that, the Fed had to super ease to try to get us out of it. And maybe you could argue they shouldn't have eased as much as they did. They shouldn't have printed as much as they did, because a lot of people blame the current inflation problem on that, right? And again, I'm not going to go into whether they were right or wrong, but in that situation, we printed a bunch. We lowered interest rates to almost zero. Again, with that, we had supply problems. We had PPP loans. All of this stuff made inflation by a few years later in 2023 get up to over 9% and that's really the unhappiness people feel in inflation right now is the what happened back then. Prices don't go down unless we enter like a deep recession or worse, and so that's the inflation people still feel right now.
The easing was definitely a contemporary factor at the very least. I'm not saying.
Oh, sure. The money printing, yeah, it's gonna drive inflation. And then the Fed had to go hawkish because of the inflation, right? So then they pushed rates down or then they pushed rates higher and raised rates a bunch and did quantitative tightening up until last year. So that's the situation we're in now. And so, but with that said, I said this yesterday, we're still not in, like, the inflation rate we have now isn't good. CPI showed up, 4.2% yesterday. That's not good. That's the highest in years. But it's also not anywhere close to what it was back then either. It's still high prices after we got high prices in 2022 and 2023. But we're still kind of like it. We could get it under control, but the biggest question mark really is the conflict. How long this lasts, even when it does end, what the Strait of Hormuz looks like afterwards. Do we go back to the free flow state of oil? All of these things are questions you should ask regarding future economy and rate, outcomes. And so that's kind of where we are now. Oil's still up a lot. The higher oil stays up, the more inflation we get, and the higher rates for longer, the less low rate environments we get, depending on oil. With that said, the oil is starting to pull back a little bit. It's still over that $90 level here. Here's the S&P 500. We're at 73.10s on the S&P right now. So S&P is kind of flat from the PPI report. Actually a little green from the PPI report, but it's still down from when the president tweeted 5 minutes before the report. So.
Hey, good morning, Blaze.
Hey, what's up, Blaze? A deep recession would still drive prices up? Maybe, yeah. Just learned to code, bro. I did. I know JavaScript, React Native. I know Python. I know some other stuff too. But at this point in time, Claude is Claude will do all of it right now, though. Like, instead of me creating spaghetti code, Claude can create spaghetti code for me.
Oh, honestly, no, dude. I think you could beat Claude. It'd be like John Henry versus the field driving machine.
Yeah, that's right. I could. What if we are waiting for SpaceX to launch to make a deal so it goes straight up to Mars and beyond? I don't know if we get Red or Green Day. Correct, we printed too much cash. Yeah, that's probably true in 2020. You can probably argue that. I've said this before, I'll say it again, though. If we didn't print heavily back then, people would be like, oh, the Fed's not doing anything. They're just watching us struggle. And so, like, I think it's nuanced. I think it's nuanced. I don't think they had an easy decision in 2020 is my point. I think it was a tough situation regardless. So, anyways, we got 5 minutes left. Here's the market on open data. Let's see what we get. We're at 73.01s. Hey, thank you, X. I appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thanks, appreciate it. Claude told me to buy Nvidia at all-time highs, so I did. And then Claude told me to leave my wife, so I did.
Yeah, I'm mean to Claude. Claude will get one thing wrong, and I'm like, Claude, what the heck are you doing today, bro? And it's like, I'm sorry, John. Like, I feel bad for Claude sometimes. Not that bad, but
yeah. John, you should try algorithmic trading if you know Python.
I've built some algorithms here in my day. Here, let me put up let me see, what is it? This one, I call it the strict reversal here. It doesn't happen a lot, though. Like, it doesn't happen a lot. Let me zoom out here and see if it even shows up. Yeah, like, it'll give me short-term bounce levels here. Like, look, called this bottom right here. Bottom, nice little bounce here. We put up a 5-minute chart. Let me change this. I have built some algorithms. Let me do see how long it'll let me. 20 days, that's fine. Yeah. So, like, look, bounce one worked there. It doesn't happen enough, though, to be honest. Look, here, another one. Look at this. So look, called the bottom here. Look at that bottom called again. It's not a long-term bottom. It's like a 10-minute, 15-minute bottom, but it works. Look at that. Not bad. Yeah, so I built some algorithms. This
would you buy SMC? Would you buy SMCI at a certain price?
Maybe like $10, $15. Look, here's another one. So same thing, literally called the bottom here. Look at that. So this is 3 out of 4, so it's currently 75%. Let me keep looking here. We got the opening bell coming soon, so I'm trying to be quick here. This one didn't work either, so it's not perfect. 5-minute might work better. I have to look at like the 5-minute gauge here. Yeah, but look at this one. So this one worked nicely too. Look at that bounce right there. See if we got any more. That one worked too. That one worked a little bit as well. Let's see. Not the best, but it's definitely like over 60%, I would say. As long as you can milk your risk reward from it. Only on the long side though. I still got to program the rest. But we have a couple different algos that we use. This one's on ThinkScript though, so it's like it's kind of like Python. Anyways, the opening bell is here, guys. The opening bell is here. Let's see what we get. Sorry, Beckett. I'm not sure why it doesn't work, brother. All right, here's the opening bell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, AI agents are dope. Yeah, for sure. 3 minutes. Yeah, y'all be careful here. We got a minute and a half left. The AI bubble is taken away from all the money they printed. All these companies are accumulating so much debt. Yeah, that's what CapEx. Yeah. What's up, Blaze? I'm super mean to my AI. Dude, I think everybody is at this point.
I am, but mostly because it always tries to thread the needle and give me like contradicting information.
Hold on, Amazon's actually breaking down a little bit. All right, here we go, guys. Here we go. We're gonna look at oil. We're gonna look at S&P. We're gonna look at Nasdaq. We're gonna look at gold here. Where's gold? Gold at under 4100s right now. So here's the S&P. S&P at 7300s. Intel and AMD jumping strangely. Dell files to sell 5, 7, and 10-year notes. Lagarde says we are not concerned about inflation in one state, focused on the whole euro area. She avoided questions on whether we're starting a hike cycle, or whether Europe is starting a hike cycle for rates. SanDisk. Yeah, SanDisk has been kind of resilient in terms of memory. And all right, guys, here we go. 20 seconds here, guys. 20 seconds until the opening bell. Let's see what we get today. Here we go. Here's the bell. Good luck, friends. 10 seconds. All right, there's the opening bell, guys. There's the opening bell. Nike is surging up. I love to see that. I do love to see Nike pop. Amazon is dumping down right now, though. Dumping down. Let me see news. All right, guys. So I do see downward pressure at the opening bell here. Here's gold. It's not moving as much as it could. S&P is dropping, though, at the opening bell. Look at the S&P down to 73s. Sometimes the first move is the wrong move. Markets might be getting priced into higher inflation. Nasdaq is lagging behind the S&P a little bit on the downside, though, which is good. Nasdaq's starting to go green here. Is it memory? MU just retraced, went back up to 904s, but MU did break under 900s for a split second. SanDisk dropped as well. Nvidia is moving up at the opening bell is one of the reasons this is happening here. Here's Nvidia. Nvidia's up to 202s. That might prop the Nasdaq up. But it's not like we have some stocks moving down since the bell. A lot of them did retrace higher here. Oil just dipped some also since the open here, chat. Nvidia dipping down some now, but let's see what the Nasdaq does. Nasdaq has a very tight opening range right now. We're only about a minute and a half into the day here. The Nasdaq has tightened its range a little bit. That's a trippy open. I think there's a big error on their part, raising rates. Yeah, not looking good so far. Yeah, it's a red open right now. Look at the Nasdaq dip here. Whoa. Oil dipping too with us. MU's actually pushing up a little bit though. So is SanDisk. Memory's bouncing. Oh, so far we have a tight range. My hands are off right now. I gotta wait until we get some type of good action here to trade. Yeah, it's not looking great here. Amazon's actually falling down. Oracle is another one to watch. It's down to 170s here, 170s. So yeah, look at Oracle right here. Oracle's down to 177s. Gold's actually up a little bit since the bell, but Nvidia's starting to turn too. I'm assuming the NASDAQ is starting to fall here. Yeah, there's the NASDAQ. NASDAQ just broke down 28,688 right now, so NASDAQ is falling down here. Starting to see some red now. Only a couple minutes into the day, though. We're 3 minutes into the day. Memory plays are back up some today, though, but Oracle is down. We got an opening range here. We're only 3 minutes, though. Yields are down since the opening bell. It looks like TLT is up, so yields are down. NASDAQ is red also since the bell. It's still really early, though. I gotta wait some time before I trade. Yeah, see, chips, Nvidia. I mean, Nvidia is green on the day, but since the opening bell, it's very flat as of now. Also, while we're waiting here, guys, if you haven't already, check out Lucid. Lucid is a great way to learn. Most day traders lose money, and so they have end-of-day drawdowns and everything. That's why I like Lucid. Beautiful way to help support the channel. I'll put the link up. You can help support us. Also, Tradeify has some of the cheapest direct-to-funded accounts in the game. And so you can check Lucid pin at the top of the chat. Check out Tradeify right now. Yeah. Code BGT will get you the max discount and everything here. Here's Tradeify. Super cheap direct-to-funded accounts.
Great deal, guys. Take advantage.
NASDAQ down under 28,680s here. SpaceX IPO tomorrow is going to be big, yeah. I got to sweep data at lows. I don't know. I'm watching for sure. Nvidia's been very flat, and the NASDAQ is slightly red since the bell, but it's not down enough to make me scared yet. I'm looking at a range, though. Memory plays are pushing, though. SanDisk, MU, they're doing okay since the opening bell, but SanDisk is doing better than MU is. MU is kind of flat, actually, but SanDisk is actually moving up to test the opening bell high. Nvidia is flat. Maybe markets are just nervous ahead of SpaceX. Yeah, I don't know how crude is as low as it is with everything going on, but crude is under 90s now since the bell.
Oh, I'm not complaining at any rate.
Yeah. All right, look, we're at 201s right now.
So how do you account for SanDisk outperforming MU?
I mean, it's just been stronger than MU in general for SanDisk. It's just been trending better generally. People are more optimistic with it. MU is up a lot. SanDisk is up a lot as well, but SanDisk has had more momentum, I would say, than MU does. It's just momentum.
All right.
Is this SpaceX deal a bigger deal than, say, Apple, Microsoft, or Google earnings? Well, it's supposed to be the largest IPO in history, so it's subjective.
Potentially.
Yeah, potentially. We'll see. I don't know if it will be. Gold still moving up. NASDAQ still heading up a little bit. Yields are a little bit lower since the bell, too. Oil's down. Yields are up. Their yields are down, I mean. Gold bouncing here a little bit to 4100s. I'm looking for an orb setup, though. We got a really nice opening range here, but look at this green candle. Hold on real quick. Look at that green candle. U.S. officials have considered capturing Karg Island. That's the only news I see. SX starting to creep up here. We do have the 7-minute opening range that we're looking at right here. I gotta wait here and just be a little bit more selective. We're in a range right now. I gotta wait for this range to crack. So we will look at the NASDAQ if it breaks through this range here. Maybe up to like 835s, 840s. I'm gonna draw a range around this right now. The 8-minute range or so. I mean, I see the point of control at 730. Yeah, we're still in this range though. Big limit orders for Bitcoin. Are you buying Bitcoin right now, guys? Bitcoin is sitting at under 63. It's weaker than it was this morning. SanDisk is starting to dip down too. I'm tempted to short this right now. Give me a bounce, I'll short it. Not big enough. All right, look at that red candle showing up in markets here, guys. All right, I see top president officials have viewed Karg Island capture as in-game option right now. Brent, hold it down for a second. Look at the market turn here, though. Market's going down. Bouncing at the VWAP here. Let's see if it holds.
Okay. So we've talked about gold a lot. Have you guys been watching silver at all? I mean, is it downtrending with gold? I'm curious. Honestly, I've always been more curious about silver than gold, just because it's far more affordable to get into, as a physical asset.
All right, so we bounced right at the volume weighted average price. SanDisk has turned back down though, and so has some memory plays here. I'm gonna take one contract short here, one. Maybe at the bottom, but I just want to see if we break under this. We'll add to it if it goes in my favor. If not, we're already very green on the day, so we can hold this for a little while here, but one contract short.
Silver super down. How down is super down?
Oh, no, there we go. There's a breakdown here. Let's see if we get under this low. We got to get under the VWAP. There we go. I should maybe take it more here. The range is kind of small, but that's all right. Okay. I'll add to a little bounce here again. Looks heavy. There we go. Let's continue down. There we go. I'm going to take half off of that right there.
He didn't ignore me. Cute bald man. He just didn't hear me.
What?
Nothing. They thought you. Yeah. When you asked me to hold down, they thought you ignored what I said while I was kind of taking over. And
no, dude, I was.
You just didn't hear me. You were doing something else.
Right. All right. So we've taken a bunch of profit here. I'm gonna get out most of this now though and hold one left because I can see it bouncing right here too. But I want to see if it cracks. Yeah, we're gonna get out there. Okay, so we made some money on that. We got out just in time for this. The VWAP's still holding here. I don't want to short at the VWAP necessarily, so we got out. What's everything else doing? Very choppy. Okay.
It's down 30%.
Wait, what? A third down from all-time highs. 30% down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say Nasdaq's not down 30%. Nasdaq's down what, like 7.5%, 8% right now.
Yeah, well, I was talking to the chat about silver while you were doing what you were doing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was muting myself. I was talking to my daughter.
Don't you shush me, whoever, E.T. Milner, whatever.
Brit, shh. Shh. Yeah. Intelligent minds and grown-ups are speaking, Brit. You know, uh,
Where?
Software's weekend is. SanDisk is turning down too.
She doing okay?
Yeah, she's doing good. Oracle down to 176 is here. 176. Sherbert. Y'all don't Sherbert me here. I could have held this short too, maybe. We keep finding bouncing here at the VWAP though, so I'm not mad at myself for cutting it here, but.
Well, I agree to disagree, Nathan. So, whatever.
The U.S. needs to save more money, according to EU's Economy Commissioner Dombrovskis. 71% of U.S. public school teachers say they work at least one second job. Officials have also communicated to President that such an operation regarding Kharg Island would likely require a number of ground troops and could potentially result in heavy casualties. Alright, so we're popping back higher here. Getting back into the high volume area here. I don't know if I like it.
We talk about everything. Try to take a look at Intel.
Yeah, Intel's ripping up. It's at 116s. SanDisk's starting to bounce a little bit too. It looks like Nvidia is also bouncing a little bit, but we're really in a sideways range right here. We're not doing anything super good right now, I would say. We're kind of sideways. We got this, we don't have any other data today, do we? No. No. Okay. Yeah, we're back into this high volume node. And so I gotta wait now. We're in the range. I don't want to mess with this. There's 755s here. 755s. 57% of consumers say inflation is eating away at their financial health. Say rises as more consumers struggle with high pricing. All right, so we're starting to move back up. We're at 745s here. $750s now. We have a 15-minute opening range about to form here, so I am going to watch. Yeah, so. Also, take profit traders, 40% off all account sizes right now. 40% off take profit. So use my code. Get you 40% off. TPT. Best rules in the game for beginners, in my opinion. All right, so here we're dipping down a little bit. There's Take Profit Trader right there. Check it out. Great way to help support the channel. Google getting crushed. You know, hyperscalers are getting hit a little bit, I think. You know. Oracle is. All right, we got this opening range situation here. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right, what was this candle here, guys? That's a big whippy candle. Is this news?
Don't see anything yet. Hold on.
It's oil. Gold just spiked up too. Hold on. Gold
That's
just
new
yeah.
Truth.
What's oil? It's oil. Yeah, oil just dropped as well here. So this is something geopolitical related. I already see the Kharg Island as the end game news. Yeah, there's something going on right now. Look at that candle here. There's the orb. I just don't know if I'm going to miss it here. Hey, thanks so much for the subscribe. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. JC, thank you. There's some type of news that just happened, though. Oil dipping, NASDAQ gold spiking here. UAE and Iran reportedly held in-person talks to reduce tensions. Just dropped. That was what the news is. I think here is that UAE and Iran reportedly met face-to-face to ease tensions. NASDAQ's reacting well to this. Oil's falling down some. Gold is popping higher here. So, good news. NASDAQ's starting to rip back higher here. Look at this move. So that's the news right now. Again, UAE and Iran reportedly met face-to-face to ease tensions here. So we'll put it up on screen right now. But that's what happened just now. Man, some green showing up after that news. Sheesh, dude. Wow. Look at this move here, guys. I'm gonna buy a pullback if I can get one, although I think this might be an overreaction, but I might buy a dip here if we get one. Needs to be a large enough dip. And maybe I don't get it. It'd be like 825. Give me like 825. We're at 870s right now. Do you guys want to buy this dip? The news is that the UAE and Iran reportedly met face-to-face to ease tensions. Here, I'll put it up again. This is the news. I need a dip here. I don't want to buy this. I'll buy a dip, but it needs to be like 830, 825. And I might not catch it. Alright, so there's I need 830s, so we're at 860s. I gotta wait. I don't see any other news besides this. Oh, wait. Yeah, I just see the ECB. I see Iran said to have met face to face with UAE to ease tensions. There's 50s. I don't like 50s either. I'd like 25s. So I need to wait.
I'll be back in a second.
Okay. And there's 840s. I don't hate 840s. I need 830s, so I gotta stick to my rules. We got 840s, not 830s. Am I gonna miss this move? Okay, there's 840s. Maybe a little bit bigger of a dip still, but there we go. All right, I'm gonna buy here. All right, we're at 4. We have a cushion on the day, so we can take larger risks now. I'd love a bounce here, though. Add a little bit more here. Like I said, we can take larger risks because of the cushion we have on the day. There we go. I'm immediately gonna take half off of here. Let's take a little bit more off of there. We'll keep this one. There we go. All right, I'm out. I love to see it. I love to see it up a lot. I'm ideally looking for, like I said, 825, 830s, which is right here, which is right around the 200 exponential. I was looking for a dip right back to there. We did get one. This could be a news-driven candle, though. So maybe I just got lucky there, but let me see. Big green candle here. Very large green candle. Look at that green candle here. This has got to be news driven. Is oil falling simultaneously right now? Not really that much here. Hold on, let me check the tape here. Big green spike though. Yeah, I mean, this is the only news I see is the same news we covered 5 minutes ago. You love to see the bounce though. Also, guys, I'm just going to put it out there. Follow me on X.com. We break everything down in the markets every single morning early. So if you want like an early thing you can look at to get a refresh on what's going on in markets, or get a brief on what's going on in markets, we post about Honeywell, Intel, Adobe. We post about Bitcoin, gold, geopolitical stuff, chips, memory, SpaceX, PPI, CPI, and more, all on this page. Give your boy a follow. Give it a heart on x.com. Happy Beginner Trades. Give it a heart. Here's the link. Check it out. I appreciate the love. Thanks so much. There it is right there in the chat. NASDAQ still pushing here. The dip buy worked. What's everything else doing here? Look at the NASDAQ here. Look at NVIDIA holding. Let's see where gold is doing. Is gold jumping up? Gold's up a little bit. Gold's up to over 41s. Yeah, we're up really nicely on the day. So we can either take more risk today, which I probably am going to choose to do. You guys red or green on the day, guys? You guys red or green? Still breaking highs. 975s right now. 975s. Yeah, we're at 975s. Hey, thank you for the follow, Luna. Hey, thanks so much. Shout out to CY. Sai, thank you for the sub, my friend. Thank you. All right, so we're at 980s here. I think markets are looking at 29K. I think markets are looking at 29,000 probably here. Markets are wanting 29K. They're wanting to get up there. So let's see. 29K is right here. So here's the range right here, 29,000. Here we go. We're getting up to it. About to tap it. Let's see. Are we going to tap 29,000 here? I don't know. What do you guys think? Are we going to... There we go. We just tapped 29,000. 29,000 has actually hit.
Right, I'm back.
Still moving here. What's up, dude?
That's what I miss.
NASDAQ just cracked 29,000 on the upside. Just broke 29K. So bulls are getting in control here. Yeah. Bulls are getting in control. See, I don't like ever getting the break of these big levels. I like it when it taps it. Or I don't like it when it taps it, but I've seen it too much. It'll tap these big levels and then retrace immediately and trap all the longs that get greedy up here. I see this movement in markets a lot. Sometimes it picks up more steam and retests it, though, and continues higher. So we do see that sometimes. Green? I see a lot of greens today. Hey, congrats to you guys. Green, but red for the month. Green by a few dollars. Green, flat, red, green, red from pre-market. Green. Everybody's green today, guys. Congratulations.
Are you green today, John?
I am green.
Awesome.
I think while you were gone, I made a bunch of money. And, you know.
Hey, I should leave more often, huh?
I'll never talk to you again, Britt. I'm too good for you now, you know.
I knew you were, man. I mean, I'm just waiting for you to realize it.
I know, dude. Listen, it's like Goodwill Hunting here, you know. And like I made money, and now, you know, you're gonna show up one day, and I'm just gone, Britt. You know, I go to work for the CIA now.
Well, you know, I mean, make of this what you will, but it's like when your girlfriend realizes she's way too good looking for you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, my donations bringing luck to people. Daniel, listen, you're a main man here in chat after the last few days, brother. Thank you, sir.
You've become a staunch supporter, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, that's right. The staunchest of supporters.
You know it.
Like, his staunch level is up, like, you know. And I can appreciate that.
Let's come up with a staunch rating system, huh?
A staunch scale. So we just popped over 29,000 again here. But again, 29K. I'll tell you this, guys. I like to attack the range up to these levels here. I talk about this all the time, but I like looking at the range up to these levels, not necessarily the level itself, because too many times it'll break the level and then fall back down. Sometimes it'll keep going and hold support and bounce, but I don't trust it enough. All right, gold is consolidating here. Nike is flying up. I did buy some more Nike the other day. That's good. Oracle's still not helping me today, though. Where's Oracle at, actually? Oracle started to fight back. It's back over 180s. Buy the dippers. All right, so we're pulling back here. I don't know if I like a pullback yet. Maybe 920s is the only level I could see myself buying, but with a really tight stop. I'll wait, though. I'll wait. We have a very large cushion on the day. A very large cushion. Yeah, Nike's been getting hit. SanDisk is back to green since the opening bell, though. It's green on the day already, though. All right, guys. About to hit 10 o'clock. There's 940s. That's the level I talked about buying.
Hey, John, I'll give you no money if you know who Nike was.
Nike was a person? Michael Jordan was Nike. Brit?
No, wasn't actually a person, and not real. But Nike was the goddess of victory in Greece. Yeah, 940s just dipped here. So here's 920s. I think 920s is where I said I would buy it. But that's a big red candle too, so I don't know if I like this necessarily. That's a more red candle showing up. Could just be a normal pullback though. There's 900s. Maybe 900 holds. We get a $100 range up to the level. See it says Iran prepares defenses. Reports Iran deploys air defenses. Moves Iran. Maybe more escalating news here. Showed up in markets. Oil's not really reacting like it is, though. Honestly, I'm so burnt out on this. I don't care about like the preparations and the posturing and like we're gonna do this. Like until something actually happens, I just don't really care anymore.
Yeah.
Not that I don't care. I don't have the mental energy to spend on it.
Yeah, markets have reacted much less than they have to this conflict news over the last like week. So I think at this point in time, markets are just kind of the only thing, like anything that makes it needs to be significant now for it to really move things, right? So it needs to be kind of like big, significant here. Yeah. Right, so it needs to be big and significant. And sometimes the news is, but even still, we're seeing less reactions.
Yeah, well, it's just like anything else. The more you experience something, the less you react to it, or the less you get out of it.
Sure. No, 100%. All right, so we're still dipping down here, though. It looks like a standard dip, but that's like I don't like it here. I gotta wait. It might bounce right here, though. Could bounce at 900. 900 seems to be holding some, but I don't trust it. So I'm not going to take a trade here. Yeah. That's why I didn't buy it. Big pullbacks, though. Space stock surgeon. Hey, nice Apex. Congrats, brother.
Congratulations.
I'm down to 880s. We're running into some of this resistance at 900s. All right, big green candle now coming in. Look at this. Yeah, speaking of Apex, check out Apex right now. You get 5-pack bundles on Apex right now. 5-pack bundles here, which is really nice, really nice.
Inconceivable.
Honestly, it says the prices are still the same. Did they not update their... I thought they're... Oh, no, wait. Oh, they... Okay, they kept the sale going here. They kept the sale going for Apex, guys. So, listen, you can still get bundles on Apex. Look at the NASDAQ rip here. Hold on real quick. $900 again. But, yeah, they did keep the sale on Apex. So, now you can get 5 accounts for $85 each for their cheapest accounts. $17. So, if you want a cheap prop firm to learn on, Apex is the freaking way. Apex is the way. I'm biased. I get paid by them. But, genuinely... super cheap accounts on Apex. Great way to learn when most day traders lose money. So if you fund your own account, you're probably losing. Here, we're up to almost 29,000. Use coupon code BGT at checkout, guys. BGT at checkout will get you the max discount. Shameless plug here.
Go for it, though, guys. You know, I mean, if they extended the sale must be going well. And I mean, all those people can't be wrong, right? So you should probably go ahead and take advantage of the deal.
Yeah, look, NASDAQ is just broke highs. Highs of the day on the NASDAQ here, up to 929, 29, 30s, 40s on the NASDAQ. Big green candle here, big green candle. I'll put the Apex link up if you want to check it out, but big green candle here. Market is a moving right now. Coupon code BGT will get you the discount here, guys. There it is. I'll pin it to the top of the chat now.
Next place. I don't know if that was deductive or reductive, but I'm pretty sure it was deductive. I don't know.
We're up to 29.45 here. Here's 900s. I like Quad Tower. I would look at a Quad Tower. I'm pretty sure you can, but I would look. There's a bunch of different sources where you can copy trade them as well. Tradeify is really good with copy traders as well. Like Tradeify has like built-in features for it. SanDisk still popping up here. Here's 29,000, the level we talked about. 30K is the next big level, of course.
Oh no, please. I knew it was a little at least a little sarcastic.
Oil, guys, up to 89.60s here. Oil's rising with the NASDAQ, strangely enough, right now. So oil's going up like with the NQ.
I was on a Lucid account, Daniel, but I burned it out yesterday. That was yesterday, right? Or was that day before?
I think it was yesterday morning. Yeah, he kept it alive for a long time, though. SanDisk just broke highs of the day here at 17.65s. Oil is spiking up, though. Look at oil. Kind of with the NASDAQ here, interesting enough. So we're kind of moving in conjunction with it. Most of this is memory, though, pushing markets up. Memory, NVIDIA. What's gold doing? Gold pushing up, too? No, gold is actually falling down here a little bit. All right, guys. But, yeah, we're at the highs of the day for the NASDAQ here.
Key Alex says I need a prop firm, Lucid or Apex.
Depends on how experienced you are, friend. Apex is good for cheap accounts. If you want to copy trade, it depends on which one. Apex is good. Apex has the cheaper accounts and end-of-day drawdowns now. So it depends. I like Lucid as the best one-stop shop, though. But I'm biased. They're both good for different reasons, right? Better rules on Lucid. Cheaper accounts on Apex.
It doesn't Lucid also have faster payouts?
Yes. But they're both good. It depends on what you're looking for.
Yeah.
NASDAQ just broke highs of the day again. 29,050 is right here. Bounced exactly at that 900 level we drew.
It did come back down a little bit.
Yeah. Intel up almost 12%. Yeah, Intel. Oil's back climbing here as well. Here's a dip, though. Look at this candle coming in. It's 10:05 market time. What moving average is this? Is this the 9 or the 20? Can't remember which one I have on my chart here. Hold on.
I feel bad. I kept forgetting how I color-coded things on mine.
Yeah, this is the 9. Okay. We're at the 9 EMA. Pulling back heavy here. Under 29,000 now. Let's see if I can cup and handle forms. Maybe I'll short it. But I kind of have to wait for it. SanDisk's still pushing up.
90 trillion going into AI over the next decade. Bubble collar is going to get wrecked.
Hey, later, Jeremy.
Later, Jeremy. Have a good one.
Yeah, good job, brother. Gold dipping. Yeah, gold is dipping right now. Could be lagging or leading markets a little bit. Bitcoin is doing kind of similar things to gold. Bitcoin down to under 63s. All right, we're back over 29,000. Still at highs. It's kind of too. I don't like either side of the market or either side of trading right now. It's too whippy. I gotta wait. Ooh. $29,000 could prop us up. It just depends on what memory plays do, because memory is really what's driving this, and so is NVIDIA. MU's up to 920s. SanDisk is up to 1770s. I'm very green on the day too, so I don't want to. I don't want to give it back. I don't see anything like that, Britt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see anything like that. Double tops. Might be one and done. Yeah, I mean, I'm very green on the day right now. So if I do take more risk, which I'd like to, here's my trading today, guys. We have had 20 winning trades. 14 out of 14 were profitable, 6 were losing. We're running about 70% accuracy. So we're doing pretty nice. Here's the profit graph on the day. Just kind of slow calculated trades, building up a cushion and letting it work here, but I'd like more, but we're gonna wait some here. Gold is starting to still break down here. Look at gold. Gold's looking weak, which means yields are yields going up? Let's see. Look at gold. Gold's still breaking down. They're under 4100s. $4.5s. Oil's still spiking up a little bit. Gold's breaking down. Look at gold here, guys. Gold's dumping here. Do we buy this gold dip? I don't know, man. Look at this candle right here. Oil's jumping up simultaneously too. Yeah, essentially we got a lot of escalation today in Middle Eastern stuff. Look at gold. Oil is heading up, but not like this. Gold is really dumping here. I think 4,000 obviously a big psychological level for gold. Oh, does it?
Looks like it. I mean, I don't know. I'm not familiar with a lot of the publications, but it doesn't mean it's untrue.
Yeah. All right, SanDisk now pulling back pretty heavily here. Gold is broken down. The Nasdaq's starting to go all the way back down to the 200 EMA here, though. It could be a trend. Ah, look at that 200 EMA bounce. The algorithms just bought this up right here at the 200 exponential. Look at it. Would you look at it?
Look at it.
Britt, look at it right now. 200
Do you
exponential
see?
bounce. Look at it right now, Britt. Right now. Yeah, memory is pulling back a little bit. Gold's breaking down. You know, Chad, I gotta say, I'm pretty disappointed here, you know. We need 100 subscribers to break 172,000. I don't know if we're gonna get it today. We'll get it tomorrow for SpaceX, but I don't know if we're gonna get it today.
We could totally get it today. Come on, chat. Only you can prevent forest fires. You know, help us out.
What if I cry right now? Would you guys subscribe to me then? I know. My daughter can cry at like on demand, you know.
That's not really surprising considering how easily she cries anyway.
I know. She's got to think about, like, she thinks about something sad, she just cries, you know. Like I said, I told you guys once before, my daughter cried one time because she said, what would I do if she was a lizard? And I told her I would create Lizardtopia. I would build her a huge, like, hamster-like lizard enclosure in one of our rooms. And she cried.
Build her a terrarium.
Yeah, for sure. I'd build her a, you know, Lizardtopia is what I named it. You know.
Honestly, like, as easily as she cries, I bet all she has to do is think about, like, dropping her meatball on the floor or something, you know?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
So sad.
Yeah.
To be fair, a good meatball is a terrible thing to waste.
Yeah, every even slightly sad part of a movie, she cries. I'd rather her be more empathetic and sympathetic, though. I'd rather her than not, you know.
She's a cool kid.
Yeah, yeah. Is SpaceX going to be buy the news since the sell-off already priced in? Yeah, I meant YouTube subs, Daniel.
Sub. I don't cry easily, so you guys might be waiting a long time.
Yeah. I'm not the biggest crier. I mean, I cry.
I will say
everybody cries.
I will say Marley and Me made me cry.
I don't know, man. I'm trying to think of the last movie that did it for me. Hold on. The last one that did it for me was the one about never mind. Hold on. Nasdaq is now breaking under the 200 exponential here. So algorithms bought it up originally, but now we're starting to break down. PPI was mixed. Core PPI was actually lower than expected. Still elevated, but lower than expected. Headline PPI was hotter than expected, although they revised the last one down previously. So it was a little bit of mixed.
So it kind of evens out.
Yeah, it's kind of balanced. All right, things are pushing down here. We're still back over the 200 EMA, though.
Also, I was kidding about that. I don't cry. I just get things in my eye, you know?
Yeah. That's right.
I'm
tempted to buy this dip here, but I think we could also reverse back down here. But it is a reasonable pullback, I think, right now. Let's see if we get it. Hold on, wait. Am I going to regret not buying this dip? Looks like I might. I'm gonna regret not buying the dip, guys. Looks like it's alright. I don't think anything is really guaranteed, but it looks like a reasonable trend pullback. But who knows? Maybe it's for the best.
You don't want to have FOMO, John.
Yeah.
Hey, DG, thanks for the subscribe.
Hey, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Hey, what's up, Mark Perry? Are you enjoying the 333 short arm level? 333. Well, I'm not gonna short arm regardless, though, friend. All right, looks like it was a good thing I didn't short this. We broke down under the 200 exponential. Yeah, Oracle. Again, I'm in Oracle. I'm not really happy about it. You know, don't tell me anything about Oracle.
all kinds of stuff. What I'm really unhappy about is that we're 7 likes away from 500, and you guys haven't helped us out.
American greed. Oracle's actually breaking down. It looks a lot more bearish now. I might short a bounce here if we get it. All right, I'm going to short a little bit more into this bounce and add some size here. We have a cushion on the day. There we go. We're short. We can take our risk here, but I'm not really loving life right now. Let's reject at the 200 EMA here. Come on, give us that dip. It looks really bearish. I'm going to take some size off here. I have to. There we go. I took a little bit more size off of that. But the pullback kind of saved me here, but I'm going to take most of that off now. There we go. Give me a little bit more. There we go. We'll get out there. All right, cool. Did we make money? Let me see. We actually lost a little bit on that trade, but I'm fine with it because I probably took a little bit too large a size, but we're still up. We're basically flat on that trade. We're still up a lot on the day. Could have held, made more money though. Everything's starting to turn here. It was bearish. VWAP dip is here, though. Who's talking about UFC?
Kevin Thomas.
Oh, I know. I see him, but who's he responded to?
I don't know.
He just randomly started talking about it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that was just a one-off.
I should have held my short, guys. John gets out of short early is the headline here.
Speaking of which, who do you have between Gaethje and what's his face?
I hope Gaethje wins, but my mind says Ilya, my heart says Gaethje. So I'm gonna go with Ilya because Ilya looks unbeatable, and Gaethje's chinny. He's gotten in a lot of wars. You know, I think he's just
taking a lot of punishment. I mean, he has the power, but Topuria. Honestly, I've never actually gotten the chance to see Ilya Topuria fight, but I understand that he has.
What?
I've never had the chance to. I've always been working on Saturdays, but I understand that he also has quite a bit of power, a lot of knockout power, and he seems to be the better boxer by a pretty significant margin.
Yeah, my mind's telling me no. But no,
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. No. I think if Gaethje comes out kicking his legs with like heavy leg kicks, that might throw Ilya off enough. I think if he wins, that's how he's gonna win. But I don't think he's probably win personally.
Yeah, but that is his only shot at me because his leg kicks are they're so brutal, and especially considering that he can throw that front leg kick from like in close, that makes it really dangerous.
For sure. All right, so look at this bounce up we're getting here. We're kind of in a high volume area though, so I'm not really loving. I wouldn't hate a log, but I think we're kind of in the middle. I don't want to dabble too much in this middle area here. Also, guys, if you haven't already checked out Lucid, Lucid again is one of my favorite prop firms. And why is it my favorite prop firm? Because everything is an EOD drawdown, right? And that's significant. Like everything's end of day, funded end of day. People really like Lucid Flex too, right? We gave away Lucid Flex yesterday. They like Lucid Flex because the funded rules, no consistency rule, no DLL below initial trail. And so what it means is that once you're funded, you can build up profits easier on these accounts with less rules, right? That's why people love Lucid Flex. End of day drawdowns and everything as well. So like it doesn't follow you up. So if you build $500 in cushion, it expands your drawdown intraday by $500, right? That means you can take more risk, especially if it's in a flex funded account. And so You can use 50% off or 40% off if you use the 250% offers already. But check it out in the description, guys. Coupon code BGT. Let me know what you think it stands for in the chat right now. Maybe one day I'll give somebody.
Big game trader. You know, I don't know.
Big game trader. Bubba Gump trading. You know, because I'm so good at ping pong. You know, is what it is.
And because he loves shrimp.
I do love shrimp. You know. But Bubba Gump ping pong. Bubba Gump trading. That's definitely true, Matt. Sarge. Is there a prize? You have my love for the day. My attention, you know.
Yeah, his
my adoration. Respect. Yeah, my big respect for the day. Here's the 200 exponential here. We're at 840s right now, 840s. Big guys tuning. All right, here we're bouncing back higher here. Like I should have taken the long too, dude. I'm just calling trades and not taking them today. Sandus bouncing back at the VWAP. We're over the 200 EMA now, so it's definitely more optimistic. I might buy a dip here to the 200 EMA now.
Sorry, I snaked your answer, Zero. Cool. Honestly, I did it on purpose. I knew that you were probably going to say that, so I just went ahead and beat you to it.
I didn't get my pullback here, guys. Look at the green showing up in markets right now. I did not get my dip. I wanted it. I didn't get it. Fear and greed index is back up to 28, so it's still in fear. It's not in extreme fear, though. Boomer Geezer trading. Boomer goes trading the Dow. That's only when I trade the Dow.
Actually, Max, that's how I heard it, you know, so good on you.
Gold bouncing back as well at 4100s here. Yep. SanDisk rebounding at the VWAP at 1730s too. Bad guy trades, definitely true.
I agree, you know, Zero. Great minds.
I kind of want to dip to the 200 exponential here. I need like 850. I'd buy it. There's 880s, 870s. I don't know if I'll get it.
You get the song in my head. Thanks a lot, everybody.
Big gnarly turtle. Okay. Not bad, not bad.
Especially if you've ever had really good turtle soup, you know.
No, I have not.
I have. It's awesome.
See, but I'm a friend of turtles. I'm a friend of turtles, Britt. You know, Britt hates turtles, guys.
It's true. It's true.
He's like Mario. You know.
Next time you're in New Orleans, go to Mandina's. They have really, really good turtle soup. Give it a shot.
Okay. Yeah, I'll check it out. All right, guys. So look, Nasdaq bounced right around the VWAP. I would have bought a dip to the 200 EMA at 850s or 840s, but we didn't quite get it, and it looks like we're going to continue pushing up here, although we'll see. Yep, still pushing up. Didn't get my dip buy here. I'm up a lot on the day. I don't want to... Like, I got to stick to the entries that I want here. And so, even though I'm just missing my my entry points, I've been reading the trend fairly well.
See you later, Daniel. Thanks for all the support, man.
Hey, thank you, brother. I appreciate you, Daniel. Thank you for the donations today, my friend. Thank you, bro. Yeah, we're in the range, though, so we'll see. It's all going to depend on what Oracle... Oracle almost looks head and shouldery right now, though, is the problem. So there's a bear argument to this. The Dow is at 50.3s. Gold's back to green on the day, but...
Check it out, Zero, next time I'm in that neck of the woods.
Yeah, look at this dip here. So, starting to retrace back down. We got the 200 exponential 850 level I wanted, but I don't like it enough right now. I'm gonna be so mad. If we bounce at 850s, I'm gonna be so mad right here. The original trade plan was 850s. I got a chance to re-enter. Do I want to? Alright, we will. I'll take 2. That's it. And we shouldn't have done it. Well, maybe we should have, though. I don't know. We're bouncing here. Wiggling a little bit. Back to green, almost. I'm going to take half my size off right here just because it broke down so quickly. That way we're not down too much if it does break down, and we can add some size back if we decide to. Yeah. I don't know, Whippy right now in Fake Habit. We're still up a lot on the day, but not as much as we were. It's hard to trade this. Like I said, Oracle kind of looks like a Head and Shoulders. I should have seen the volume area, the volume profile here.
How high up is your monitor? Well, have you ever seen Grandma's Boy?
It's up there, bro. Yeah. Yeah, I'm like the robot guy in Grandma's Boy. Alright, I did jump back in this long here. We were up a really decent amount. Once we had that big down wick is where I liked it here. Can y'all see my P&L? No, not right now. Okay. We're up a good bit on this last contract here. I'm going to get out right there, probably. Scalp that move. We're up about 400 on the day.
Hey, I can't get mad at that.
No, it's good. It's pretty good. Now I can take more risk or just shut it down. What do you guys think I'd do? More risk or shut it down, chat? What do you guys think? Max. Send it. Full port right now. More risky. Well, we have a big cushion on the day now, and it's an EOD drawdown in this thing, so. One more trade.
Encore, I don't know.
It's not an eval, this is a funded account. Always more risk, we choose gambling.
Wheeler, BRT, shut it down, but that's just me.
I'm gonna get my stretching done with the day.
Every time I stretch, it just makes me more tired.
It feels usually yawn a little bit while you stretch too. That's probably why.
Probably so. Yeah.
It relaxes you, is what it is. Yeah. So we're kind of sideways trending here as well in gold, Nasdaq, everything. SpaceX tomorrow is the news. So SpaceX is the news.
Chaz Michael Michaels is ice skating. figure skating, whatever.
Chess Michaels. Great movie, dude. Great movie. Man.
I love that movie, dude. I'll watch it every so often. It still makes me laugh.
That Balls of Fury is good. You know, like
Absolutely.
those mid 2000s comedies hit. You know,
Especially James Wong in
Yeah.
Balls of Fury.
Unlock my account for the day. Do you think SpaceX is going to create a bearish market for everything else? I'm not really sure, brother. I'm not really sure, man. I think it could, but it depends on how it reacts. Markets are fragile right now, I think, with everything going on. A lot of geopolitics moving markets, a lot of news. We'll see what the conflict tonight does to markets, right? So, like, that's what I think. Like, we'll see what the conflict does to markets.
Yeah, honestly.
You know,
I don't know if the whole idea of that just kind of stresses me out a little bit. Roadhouse is not a good movie. It's a very fun movie, but it's not a good movie. It's enjoyable to watch. Love me some Swayze. Not gonna lie.
it's the right amount of cheese. It's the right amount
Exactly.
of cheese. You know,
Well, it had good actors in it, you know. So
yeah.
and I agree
All
on the dodgeball thing because nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so crypto traders are pricing in SpaceX at 2.2 trillion. They're valuing SpaceX far above IPO, with perpetual futures implying a 2.2 trillion valuation versus $135 price offer. Contracts on Hyperliquid and Binance signal strong demand ahead of the listing tomorrow. SpaceX tomorrow is going to be big here, dude. I'm ready.
Yeah, it is. I'm very curious to see what is going to happen.
Yeah.
And yes, I did see the one with Jake Gyllenhaal, and I will never watch it again.
All right, guys. All right. I think I'm going to shut it down earlier than we did yesterday, for sure. We streamed a little bit too long yesterday. Also, give me a follow on x.com, guys, at Beginner Trades. We cover morning market briefs. We post videos every single morning. Join our Discord. Let me know real quick before I leave, guys. Are you long or short today? Are you long or short? There's our x.com handle right there. We post a morning market brief detailing everything going on in markets. It's completely free, like everything else here at Beginner Trading. Don't forget to use my coupon code BGT. Lucid's great, end-of-day drawdowns and everything, and more importantly, Lucid Flex funded rules. Once you're actually funded on Lucid Flex accounts, best rules in funding, in my opinion. You know, no consistency rule, no daily loss limit, and more on those things. So check them out. Great way to help support the channel. Coupon code BGT. Let me see. What did I say? Red or green or long or short? Looks like I said long or short. So I'm showing long, short. Long, short. Short. Yes.
That was a great scene, Yellowfin.
Raging Cajun. Yes, sir. All right, guys. Hey, love to everybody here. I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning. Thanks so much for the subscribes. SpaceX tomorrow, guys. Be ready.
Yep. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. Have a great day.
Love to you guys. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you guys later.